What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, just some shit. What's going on? What's going on? Mandrell, what up? What up? My this nigga's FaceTiming me right now. It's kind of weird when niggas be FaceTiming you. It's like, why are you FaceTiming me, bro? Especially when I text you. Text back, don't FaceTime me. It's weird. All right, so let's have a conversation, right? Make sure this ain't too loud. I feel like it's too loud. All right, so let's have a conversation, right? So yesterday, I did a live, right? Talking about Black Men Unfiltered and Mandrell having a conversation with the LGBTQ community, well, two members of the LGBTQ community, right? And I came into this conversation not really knowing much, right? I came into it hearing some things, but I didn't actually see the videos myself. So I had limited knowledge, right? So yesterday I did a live reaction without knowing backstories, what happened per se. So yesterday was more of a raw, real reaction, right? Today is gonna be much different. Much different because I watched both of these shows in its entirety. I watched Barbershop Talk with Black Men Unfiltered having a full panel of people, and I watched Mandrell show with Shu Shu, Mandrell and Shu Shu show, and I think Mr. Bennett was on there from the beginning. Right now, before I get into what I think of all that, let me make something clear because I think people don't really understand some of our position. I won't speak for Mandrell and Shu Shu, but there's a few guys that I won't mention, but I can definitely speak for them. I'll just speak for me and Tez Defy, right? My co-host of the 5100 podcast. We're straight, masculine, heterosexual men, right? Who are brought up a certain way, right? And we don't hang out with flaming homosexuals. Most guys I know just don't, right? It's not that we hate you. We don't want to see you die. We just don't rock with how you move. I don't have a need to kick it with a flaming homosexual. I don't. There's nothing we're going to talk about. There's nothing we get along about. Matter of fact, the temperament, the attitude, the display of character, the sassiness, that's what I can't stand about some women, right? So I'm damn sure not going to like it when we're talking about men. I just don't get along with those kind of people because they feel a need to retort to everything you say, and they have this level of sassiness about the simplest things that is underhanded. And I've been raised by women like this, which annoys the hell out of me. So when I see a grown man doing it, we don't have anything in common. Like, it's just I'm not gonna talk about it, right? It's just what it is. I'm gonna JT, I got you, bro. I'm gonna bring you up in a minute. But I want to get into Mandrell's show, right? I just wanted to make that disclaimer. This is what I think, not anybody else. Yeah, we don't kick it with flaming homosexuals. We don't. Salute to you, live your life. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to be inclusive. The 5100 podcast is not trying to be inclusive. We are who we are. We rock with who we rock with. If you don't fit that mold, you just don't fit the mold. It is what it is. Like, feel how you want to feel about it, but that's just what it is, right? So I want to get into Mandrell and Shu Shu's show, and this was the first time the two men from the LGBT community were introduced over here in this space. So let's get into this, right? And man, y'all hit that like button for me, man. And if you want to support the show, you know, you can super chat, you can cash out. I guarantee what you're about to hear today, you probably won't hear anywhere else. For real, for real. So it's worth putting a couple dollars in the collection plate. You dig what I'm saying? So let's get to the video, right?
Well, I would ask this: what value do members of, let's just say, that community? And again, I'm like Mandrell. If I say something ignorant, if I say something off-putting or whatever, it's not meant to be malicious in any way. So you can definitely check me on anything that I say that may cross a line or what have you. So I'll just start out with that. I'll leave with that as well. But I'm just curious as to what, from your personal point of view, as well as the community at large, what value do you put on, as Mandrell mentioned, cis heterosexual men and women?
Sonia Macklin, what's up with it, love? How you doing? How you doing? Appreciate you being here. Savannah, what's going on, love? How you doing? Team segregation all day. You hear what I'm saying? My guy JT. Hey, matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna go and drop the link for you now. Matter of fact, check your messages, bro. I'm gonna send it to you personally, because I'm not ready for anybody else to join the panel. So let me do this. I'll give me just a second. But so to this question, right? Mandrell says it was a very good question. I don't know about that, Mandrell. Mandrell, I'm not sending you the link right now, bro. Just hold tight. Hold tight. Let you up, but not right now. This is what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna address your show from my point of view, because I watched this by myself. Didn't watch it with anybody else. I want to give my point of view of this show. And then I'm gonna bring up Rob to for him to be able to speak, because the show that, not Rob, but JT, but the show that JT did with y'all Friday, that man did not get to speak. So yeah, I'm gonna let him speak today. But yeah, I got you, bro. Don't worry about it. I'm definitely gonna bring you up. Definitely gonna bring you up. But I want to do this. I need to do this first. Man, Jay, I'm about to get to it, bro. Trust me. I'm gonna get to what I think. Now, this question, right? This question that Mr. Bennett asked. Decent question, right? But I don't like what he's about to do. I'm gonna tell you why. Watch.
In the society and in the world.
Can you unpack value a bit more?
Okay, because from my observation, I think one of the problems that I'm seeing between our two worlds, so to speak, I'll just leave it there, is that there's a lack of recognition and there's a lack of value to what each part has brought to the world. I'll just speak in terms of, for example, the Black community. Because we can go and we can hide and we can say that, we're gonna keep stuff to the side, but that community has always been with us, and they've worked with us and they've helped us. I find it ironic that how many people got married to, how many people met.
See, here's the thing that I vehemently disagree with, and I just don't like that Mr. Bennett is doing right now. He's qualifying his question and not explaining what he means by value. He's gonna go on for about 5 minutes to ask this simple. It's pretty much a simple question, right? I understand the man at the bottom left asking for Mr. Bennett to unpack the question a little bit more. I understand, because value is a loaded word. Like, I get it. I would probably do the same thing, right? I understand him asking him for more context around the word value. However, Mr. Bennett is right now. Mr. Bennett, from my opinion, right, from my perspective, he's trying not to offend the man at the bottom left, the Kang, Conscious TV, right? So I'm gonna keep going.
Got on the dance floor with, got married, and had babies with listening to Luther Vandross. And before Luther Vandross, it was language that kind of says, well, you know, is there value in being cis heterosexual that, you know, in a few years, you know, you won't even matter.
I use that term loosely, world class.
You know, the only value you have is that you just carry a baby, a woman, heterosexual, you're able to carry children, but that's about it. But you're no different than someone who's had the surgeries or the transformations or whatever. So it seems like a lot of times what happens is people, in order to validate themselves, invariably they have to invalidate someone else. And so I'm asking from.
I fast forwarded and he's still asking this question.
Your communities, what value do you see in heterosexual people? Because just from a biological, forget any moral ramifications, there's a biological aspect to this. We're seeing in China now, we're seeing in Japan, we're seeing it in China. They're having massive population issues because they went to this thing where there's like a one-child policy. Mm-hmm. And now they're paying for it because their populations are growing older and they're dying out. And they're trying to find ways in terms of.
I mean, this lets me know that the Kang he already has an upper hand in this conversation because Mr. Bennett is nervous, and if I would dare say, he's scared because he's stammering and stuttering and fumbling and jumbling. It's like, bro, ask the question. And I mean, no disrespect, because I got love for Mr. Bennett, but it's just like, bro, ask the question. At this point, I don't even know what he's answering. It's just like, come on, bro. That's all. No, just come on, bro. Get to the question, bro. But obviously, he has them nervous. They're on the ropes and they don't know what to say already. That's letting you know who's about to lead this conversation. Let's continue.
So how to repopulate. So having people that are heterosexual, that are married, that are having children, that are having families, that is how you keep a population and a society moving and changing. So if everybody was heterosexual and if everyone had one child only, you would still run into the same problem. So it seems like there's a need for the majority of people to be heterosexual and having families in order to exist. I'm just acknowledging that as a biological fact without putting any morality into it. But sometimes the voices I hear coming out of your community is that at some point that we're going to be irrelevant at some time. I'm not saying that's everybody. I'm not saying that's even the most important voices. But what I'm saying, I'm asking, what value do you see the need, and do you recognize the value of heterosexual people marrying, having families, just out of just pure biology of it, that is still necessary? And that, because I think a lot of what's also coming from my side of the table is everyone's thinking, well, y'all just trying to take over. And so I'm asking you what your perspective, because I think what your perspective may add a lot to this discussion.
I stepped away and grabbed me a drink, and bruh is still asking this question. Like, yeah, I mean, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe he just wants to be precise and asking this question. Does anybody in the chat think that he's taking too? I fast forwarded like 3 minutes. He's still asking this question. Does anybody else think that it's just taking too damn long to ask a simple question? I just let me know, right? Cause goddamn. All right. Gotta keep going, I guess. I'm about to skip through this.
What do you feel about us more so than, because a whole lot of people been talking about you, and I don't want this to be about me tonight. I'm just here so I hope that was a lot. You said unpack. I hope that was
I felt about unpacking.
That's kind of, ultimately, that's the question that I'm asking, and anyone can take that on.
Okay. Well, the dice are definitely loaded in a question like that. For one, I want to make it clear that I can't speak for the community. I can speak for Conscious TV.
Lady in the void, what's up, baby?
For
How you doing?
I don't base value on human beings based upon sexual orientation. So I see value in all people because they're simply people. Sexuality is not a part of that metric system for me. A lot has happened and a lot is happening in a changing world. Your question around population and heterosexuality is becoming an interesting one because of technology. We know that heterosexual sex is not even required at this point in order for sperm and an egg and a womb to do what it does.
Now, I want y'all to pay attention to what this man is saying, and I use the term man loosely. I want y'all to pay attention to what he's saying, because he's setting you up for what he's going to later use as an argument for why, it's not a big issue for gay relationships, right? He's letting you know that heterosexual sex is not needed anymore to create children. With that being said, I got my boy Rob coming in JT in a second, but I got my co-host in the building, my guy Tez the Fire.
What's going on, bro?
What's happening, bro? Goddamn.
CJ, let me be completely honest with you, bro. I wasn't planning on coming up here tonight, bro. Like, I really wasn't, bro. I was literally mentally battling with myself over listening to 8 hours of this, bro. 8 hours, CJ, straight. Like, I went from the first episode straight into Mandrell, John. It's like, bro, I'm gonna let you go through it, because I know you then strategically put this thing together. And I just piggyback off what you said, but bro, it was an event, bro. I promise. If Jackie wouldn't have talked me into it, I'd still be in the bed right now, bro.
Shout out to the first lady, because yes, this is a hell of a conversation to be had. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up the guy that did never get to speak on one of these shows, brother JT. What's going on, bro?
What's happening, brother?
They vice president. I'm speaking your ass that day. Like, that shit is crazy.
So deep.
Absolutely, man.
Absolutely. So let me ask you a question about something I just proposed, right? Did you hear the point I made about Mr. Bennett taking 2 hours to ask one question?
Yes. I kind of was thinking the same thing that you was thinking, that he was nervous. And I think Mr. Bennett, I think he made a mistake by I get it when you're trying to be diplomatic, but he lost his footing. He started apologizing for something he didn't do yet. It was like, wait, what are you if I'm ignorant to the fact, it's like, man, look, it ain't that simple. It ain't that complicated, bro. At the end of the day, I was confused on the whole mission, because what they were talking about was something that was biological. That takes forever to try to explain. That's a whole different type of argument. If we're talking about bridging the gap, why would we be arguing about something that's biological, or something that if it's a choice or if it's not a choice? We don't care about that part of it. The part that we care about is where it ended up going to, and that's straight men and the effeminate men, how we get along with one another. Mm-hmm. We don't care nothing about all that other stuff that was there. How we get along with one another. And it showed itself right through that conversation. I knew it was going to go that way. Mm-hmm. I absolutely knew it was going to go that way.
All right, let me play a little bit more.
Absolutely.
I got you, brother. I got you. We just getting started. I got you.
Oh, yeah.
So LGBT couples are able to have their own children. They're able to have surrogates, etc. Technology is allowing for all of these intermediary spaces and opportunities to reproduce. Once again, I do not think that heterosexual people have anything to fear in terms of being replaced or anything of that sort. I think what the dominant society may have to...
The question he asked him was, do you value heterosexual people in relationships and perspectives? What the fuck is he talking about right now? He's pushing his narrative, right? He has a narrative. He's trying to get some. He's talking about black people or heterosexual people being afraid that we're going to be replaced. Who the fuck ever said that was going to happen?
Nobody that I heard.
See, and I'm only gonna give Mandrell this one courtesy because I understand it from a live streaming perspective. Sometimes you don't see what's actually going on when you in it. But he set this up from the beginning. This fellow set this up from the beginning, and I'm just showing it because it's not hard for somebody to grasp if you really paying attention. That's why it's on the screen now. Just watch. Shout out to Nurse Fancy. Never seen you over here in my life. Happy to have you here, love. Appreciate you coming through. Hit that like button for us. Lady Navoy says she shared the live. We appreciate that very much, lady. Glad to see you back over here. You know, we back in action, man. Back in action. All right, let's go.
Do is ask themselves deeper questions about where their concerns really come from, where their fears really come from, because a lot of what I see when it comes to the negativity between both parties, hetero and LGBT, is a lot like the dynamic between the melanated and the Caucasoid.
Right here. This is where the BS really started, bro. This is like, because this is the number one argument that the LGBTQ, even Caucasians, will make this argument that it's equivalent to the black struggle. They continuously do this. Y'all go ahead. I just wanted to point that out. Y'all go ahead.
Absolutely. This is where this was what was getting me. I was getting very agitated because I seen it from the beginning. The manipulation of having this conversation. Soon as he started going out there comparing being homosexual and having the relationship homosexuals and heterosexuals as the relationships as blacks and whites, I was like, what are you talking about? And he further throughout the show pushed that narrative. When in fact, he called the heterosexual society the dominant society, and nobody thought that was wrong. I said, are y'all crazy? Do you get what he's doing as a comparison? As if they're being they're inferior to the heterosexuals and we're trying to take over them. I'm looking at this whole conversation and I'm like, dog, this is not gonna go well at all. It's not gonna go well at all. But I want you to continue, man. Tez, you got something with it?
Yeah, man. JT, I think that's one of the things when you listen to these conversations, and bro, I done watched so many debates between the LGBT community and heterosexual men and Christian men and all this other stuff, and you start to see how they set up they punchlines. Like if you listen to Dave Chappelle, you hear where he going when he start his setup, and you can do the same thing when it comes to the LGBT Look, I didn't mess my letters up, but you can hear that. And like you said, JT, all you gotta do is pay a little attention. He set that up from the beginning of the episode. And all he did was draw these guys into the web and spun them around.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the reason he was able to do it is from what I mentioned from the beginning. They were on their toes from the jump.
Eggs, eggshells.
And Mr. Bennett basically let it be known that we're here to be queer. Like, it's like he let it be known that we're here to have this conversation for you. I thought this was a bridging the gap conversation. Bridging the gap don't mean one side gets to monopolize the conversation. Right. That's not what that means. Correct me if I'm wrong. We had a bridge in the gap between the generations. It wasn't just one group of people talking.
Right.
But maybe I'm all right.
Race. And that is this idea of what will these people do? What will these Black people do if they come into control? What will they do if they have power? And it seems that now heterosexual people are kind of experiencing the same plight. Now, I think in the West, Black cis hetero men have a lot to work out, because I, as a melanated man, agree that we live in a white, capitalistic, patriarchal society where Black men in lots of ways are being emasculated. Where I disagree at is what that emasculation is. I know cis hetero men think that there's some agenda to be feminized and to be in heels and to look like conscious TV gorgeous. You know, that's not necessarily the agenda. But I understand that there's also a big historical context here that we don't discuss. And as far as I'm concerned, what has happened is you have a people who were imported here in part. We know that indigenous Black Americans already existed in Americas, but then a certain sector of Black Americans were also imported here. You had white slave owners weaponizing things like sexual assault against Black male bodies and sodomizing Black men, buck breaking Black men. These things were psychological weapons done.
The dude face down here just kills me, bro.
The whole show,
hey,
bro.
The whole show.
Golly.
To keep Black men submissive and subdued. That same white system gave the Black community.
Now, I want y'all to pay attention to how he recognizes what has gone on with Black men in this country to keep us from leadership. Because he recognizes it now on Wednesday. This was when it was recorded. When the Friday rolled around, he seemed to forget this. But we know what this is, because when we have conversations with women, a particular color of women, these same arguments get used. And when it's convenient, we're victims. When it's not, when it's usually not, when they think we're out victiming them, right?
No, CJ, what I was gonna say, bro, is you notice how. Wait, is that me?
You got a little echo. It's like it's straight now, though. Go ahead.
You notice how he mentioned the patriarchy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't he a man?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bro, I asked him, either him or his friend, exactly that question, and they did not answer it, and no one else even held him to it. He just go hard on that. Now notice what he said also when he said, yes, he understands about the emasculation and all that. What he don't agree with is how the emasculation is. So it's like you're not gonna look at yourself as being an emasculated man. How you do that? How do you do that?
Go ahead.
You got it, Tez. Go ahead.
No, bro, that was one. when you did this last night, that was one of my questions. How can you have a man that gives up what we see as masculinity and talking about emasculation of black men? How is he qualified to speak on this? He don't do what me, CJ, JT, Mr. Bennett, Mandrell maybe, Freezy. He don't do what we do every day. So it's like, go ahead, bro.
It's all right. You're right. I was gonna say something, but I got plenty to say. I'll wait.
A remixed religion, a diluted one. And then what the black community attempted to do because of what was happening to black men at the hands of black slaves.
Watch this shit here.
Owners is use the scriptures as a way to soothe the issue of sexuality and this perversion. And in that, same gender lovingness, homosexual people got slandered as a result of trying to provide a proper space.
You can't make that shit up. You cannot make that shit up.
And Mandrell, you don't see that. You did not see how he did that conversation. And you saying that that's what Mandrell said. That's not what he meant at all. Yes, it is.
Exactly.
Again, you trying to be the whisperer. That's crazy, bro. We see what it is. How you can't see it?
Lady Navoy, Tez wasn't accusing Mandrell.
Yeah, it was a joke. Come on, now you should know me better than that. You know, anything I had to say to Mandrell, I can speak to him personally. So
yes,
I have a joke for Mandrell after I saw this show. Where is the cis Mandrell?
but I was just gonna say, bro, and you notice how, and this one of the things that I really noticed a lot, and I know why guys didn't bring it up on either panel, but somehow Mr. Cons has brought it up. He brought religion into this.
Right. Oh. Because if you bring that conversation in as a heterosexual man, they claim that they use religion to beat them down, which, in fairness, that has been done, right?
Right.
I mean, hell, they used the Bible during slavery, right? But because people perverted the Bible and use it to subjugate us, does not take away the value and the truth in that book.
Absolutely.
And I guarantee you, if I look hard enough, I'll find somewhere in one of this guy's live streams or pre-recorded content where he'll use the Bible to his advantage. Everyone does it.
Yep.
You flip the scriptures to match what you want to match.
Facts. All right, let's keep going.
For black cis hetero men to heal in.
I just think that it's funny that the reason he's justifying a lifestyle, and he's saying that because men were sodomized by the Caucasoid American man, that the black community response was to pamper black men heterosexual and demonize gay. Bro, come on, man.
I don't feel pampered out here working these 10 hours a day now. I don't know about y'all. I don't feel pampered. Maybe they missed us.
And I'm saying, how did somebody tell me where pampering came in when our mothers, when I'm not judging them, but they were making us strong in the body and weak in the mind. Where did the pampering come from? Where did that happen? See, I'm just gonna keep playing. Fuck.
Who were being sexually assaulted and humiliated, etc. And when society and community evolved, the black church never recovered from that slander. They never recovered from that narrative. And so now you have this idea that same gender loving people are abominations, etc. And there's all this emphasis on the sex. There's all this emphasis.
Hold on, who said it was an abomination? Because I don't think people said it.
People didn't say that. It's in the book.
Just
and CJ, let me make this clear as well. You knew that was in there. Conscious knew that was in there, but that didn't change your mentality at all on what you were gonna do though.
Right.
It go back to it's a choice.
You knew.
Mandrell,
right.
Mandrell's gonna make that point later, without even realizing he made.
And he did.
Point.
Yep.
Okay, what were you saying, JT?
No, I was just agreeing with what he was saying.
Okay, let's get to it.
On what we do and how we get down.
Hey, I'm about to step away for a second, so if you need to stop it, stop.
I got you.
In our bedrooms, etc. And the Black community as a whole, I agree, needs to revisit that entire conversation. But that's a lot to ask for from a community that would, in order to do that, would have to actually revisit Western Christianity. And we know how much Christianity, Western Christianity, means to the Black community. And so the wound is deep. The issue is complex. I need Black cis hetero men to raise their self-esteem and to realize that their issue is not with other Black LGBT queer folk, but their issue is with the same person that's always been a problem for us all as melanated people, and that is the Caucasoid man. And for now, I'll rest my plane there.
All right. Reckless, are you still there?
I noticed that he doesn't mind pointing his finger at heterosexual men as the problem.
Right. And notice nobody said nothing. Freezy hasn't said one thing. And this man has given a shot to the heterosexual community 3 times already. 3 times.
So, Mandrell, I'm going to challenge that this conversation didn't go as well as you thought it did. I'm going to have to challenge that, brother. Let's get back to it, because I think Reckless is going to come up, and that's always interesting.
He stepped away for a minute. Okay, 1 minute. All right.
Oh shit.
Freezy, you heard both the question and the reply. They're both fantastic.
I didn't.
Oh, he didn't. I think he heard the question.
Okay.
Yeah. You had me waiting in the clouds. I was waiting on you. Let me hear it again.
No, Mr. Bennett, do you have a question for Reckless and Conscious, right?
Oh, I got a lot of questions.
Man, he unpacked a huge question, right? It was like a zip file on a computer.
Yeah.
Right? It was like 10 gigs of data. Just open it up, and Conscious did a fantastic job for replying. I mean, it is what it is. And the reason why I'm having you guys ask questions first is because
fabulous job.
We can build a bridge. We have to understand what we're dealing with. We have to get an understanding first of one another. So that's the goal of letting you guys ask questions first. Then we're gonna move into which
was a great strategy, Mandrell.
Yep,
great strategy.
Absolutely. I just wish it was executed though.
I agree.
I third that one.
Recommend. You know what I mean? We'll move into that right after the question. So if you have questions for them, feel free to ask.
I got one question real quick.
Go ahead, Shu Shu.
And you touched on it a little bit, Conscious TV. Do you feel like there is a gay agenda? Because you have a lot of people out here who feel like there is this agenda to turn the next generation of children out there turn homosexual.
That's a good one. That's Shu Shu.
And I mean, and being in the media, you do see a lot more homosexual relationships and stuff like that. I personally, I don't have a problem with that only because for so long, I mean, everything else has been like heterosexual. So it's like, and I understand it's important for, people to see, ourselves in entertainment. But do you feel like there's a gay agenda?
Can you pause that for a minute, bro?
Yeah.
Look, listen. This is what kind of burns me up too. She was asking him a question, right? And she was saying that most people would think that most heterosexual people think that what she was asking was that they're going to have the children turn homosexual. That's not what it is. It's not at all what it is. We're talking about these folks lying to children about it's normal to be that. It's normal to act like a little 4-year-old girl or 4-year-old girl when you're 30-something years old. We don't care about someone being homosexual. We do care about people being adults. These men, look what he got. This is a grown man, blue hair in the front, and then it's red in the back, and he has a beard. If that ain't the most trying to confuse somebody, and then they're going to sit back in their messages that there's no gender. What? What are we talking about, bro? So what Shu Shu was saying, I get it. We do have a problem with it, but it's not for the reason that she stated that it was. And this is the narrative that they said on that show, was that we're frightened of them. Thus for we are homophobic. No, that's crazy.
Poppy,
just like he said it. He was saying that the white folks were scared that the black folks would take over and do to them did to us. And he said then that's how you have to look at the homosexual and heterosexual relationship with each other.
All you gotta do is
crazy.
Look now. Like we're talking about we scared of what they're gonna do. They doing it.
Right. It ain't what they're gonna do, it's what they're doing right now.
And nobody wants to address the fact that they have a lot of power in the media.
Yeah.
I guess y'all really didn't care about what happened to Terry Crews, huh?
There you go.
Okay. All right.
No, but not in the negative sense of the term gay agenda, in terms of is there an act for people to reclaim their time civilly and to reclaim proper legislation to ensure their safety, to ensure their rights, to ensure access to proper housing, to fair treatment, to fair job opportunity, etc. Absolutely. And there's no group without an agenda. The women's equality movement is an agenda. The civil rights is a agenda.
I thought this was a pretty fair point.
I agree. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I can, just from a personalized standpoint of saying, I want things done and for people that look like me, participate in the lifestyle. I can understand that, and honestly, just from a practical standpoint, I don't disagree.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah.
But
you won't see them do that all night. Agree to anything that's fair. That doesn't go with the narrative. Just wanted to point that out.
Asian Americans who were seeking safety during Carisha 19 because of the way the country was dealing with them at that time with an agenda. So is there agenda? Sure. And should there be? Absolutely, because there have been massive damage done by this government and by the society to queer people, and that damage now is being accounted.
I'm gonna fast forward to Mr. Rico.
The LGBT people say, of course,
queer people start to put every.
Say, of course not. But for some reason, the science works this way when it comes to the plight of queer people, but it doesn't, for whatever reason, work that way when it comes to heterosexual. And I don't know why queer people are made the exception in that way.
Okay. Well, what you just said, Conscious. I do agree. Go ahead, Shu Shu. My bad. I'm sorry.
I wanted to get Reckless Logic.
My bad,
I'm over here multitasking. I got my nieces and nephews in the next room, so I'm over here multitasking. Uncle of the year. Okay, so in my personal opinion, no, there is no gay agenda when it comes down to the conversation of this negative big bad wolf we're here, we're going to put every heterosexual person in this time machine, and we're just going to convert them and make them all different types of ways. You're going to come out transgender, queer, etc. No, that's not what's happening. No, what's actually happening is that now you're starting to see queer people starting to have voices and starting to speak out for themselves, and also having representation because
now there's something I want to say, and y'all can get right in after me. I understand this point. I actually do. I get the fact that you feel as if your voice has been silenced. I get that you feel as if you need to be represented. However, do you realize the reason for the emasculation show? For men coming on these platforms to speak about our experiences?
Right.
Do you realize we believe the same thing, and we can actually prove it with evidence of not being able to respond on Oprah's show, not being able to respond on Rafi, whatever the fuck his name was, the
Jesse
View.
Raphael.
What's the name of the show out now? The Talk. Wendy Williams telling a woman to trap her husband into having a baby. Like, we have a plight, and I can actually sympathize with what you're saying. However, you do have to recognize one is normal, one is abnormal, and the world does not owe you that understanding. That's one thing men tend to understand, which is why we don't get along. Go ahead, Tim.
Absolutely.
Bro, you said exactly what I was gonna say. That's why the 5100 podcast exists right now. Poppy, you might be right. That's why spaces like this exist right now. And anybody that watch this, if you say, hey, these brothers having a hate speech episode. No, we just need answers. We just giving our rebuttal on this because Conscious, the Kane, can say exactly what we've been saying, but we hate women when we say it. How is we got if y'all talking about an even playing field, let's make it even for everybody. Everybody gonna start at the 50-yard line. And let's see who get that touchdown. But see, that ain't what y'all doing. What y'all saying is, hey, we need a space, but you can go on Oprah and talk your talk. Me and CJ can't do that.
And you claiming fucking 75 genders. It's like we just got one man
and 15 alphabets.
Johnny had 8 apples. He ate 3. How many does he have left? Oh, man.
But this is the thing too. What they fail to realize is that black men as a whole, we've all had similar issues. But what they're trying to say is that they don't have a space to, man, they've been having a space dog since the 80s. What are we talking about? They got if you notice on a lot of these daytime talk shows they got now, if there's a man that's on that talk show, he's either gay, black and bald, or both.
X.
So what are we talking about? That's why what we had at the beginning of this show, I seen that it was a bunch of word salad that was going to. It's like this is disingenuous. They're going to keep talking about slavery and segregation. They're not going to talk about the real issue. The real issue was heterosexual men, homosexual men. Why we can't get along with each other. Period.
Yep.
Nobody speaks on this. Oh, go ahead.
I'm saying in order to have that conversation, you have to come in there with a position of strength. They came in weak. They just did, and Kane and Reckless came in ready to go.
Took full advantage of it.
I'm not gonna blame them for that. They were ready.
Oh yeah,
they had their agenda, and they were ready to go. And then you had what's my guy name? Mr. Bennett, man, just I don't know what he was doing, bro, but this is how I felt he was doing.
Well, what? Huh? Oil? Who said something about oil, bitch? You cooking?
It's like he was just off. Like,
right.
Like, I'm like, where are you going, bro? Like,
I think Mr. Bennett just wanted to be as just one of the guests on there. He just wanted to be diplomatic, man.
Yep.
And he did not know how it's evident. He didn't know how to even approach this. He was just like, all right, okay, I'm gonna try to approach it this way, and I'm gonna try to approach it that way. Which, like I said, it was a wrong approach because you lost your footing as soon as you start telling them and you start explaining yourself, and you started just going out here. Just I'm apologize for the future in case I do this, and you lost your footing because I'm looking like, dog, these motherfuckers, they ready for whatever it is that's about to go down.
Yeah,
and I'm telling you, they with the shits.
In fact,
that's why when I keep going because I don't want to give it away, bro. But man, it was crazy. And so that's how I looked at with Mr. Bennett. He was just wanted to be neutral. And in a space like this, you just can't be neutral. You can't
count on neutral.
They pounce on him.
You gotta pick a side.
And they keep talking about the damn minority. Maybe so, but y'all do one thing I can tell them. Y'all know how to unite.
Yep.
A man got almost 50,000 subscribers, bro. And they came in that, man, it was if I was actually, if I actually was looking in the chat room and I took that shit seriously, they would have demolished me. I would have got off that damn show, bro. I would have got off that show. They was lighting my ass up. But okay, it is what it is. Y'all ain't doing shit. Y'all behind a fucking keyboard, man.
But see, JT, that's the thing. You made a tremendous point, bro. It's the unity over there.
Yeah.
Like I said, and see, this is my problem with part of the space that we in. Me and CJ done told me this multiple times. We got too many brothers fighting each other that we can't even stand up as a united unit against the king and them.
You're right.
They exposed our defenses. Facts. They exposed what we weak at. That's what just happened.
Yes.
That's exact. They can infiltrate our shit easy. Easy. That's why I said, like, really, my issue is not with them.
There you go.
Per se. Anyway, let me be clear because we do got some issues, but the issue about what we're talking about today is not even about them.
Sure.
It's not. All right, let's go. Let's get to it, man. We're finna get to this other show, and I'm gonna let JT get that shit going.
That's the thing about it. I don't understand why I don't know why heterosexual people think this. They think that once we become 18, all of a sudden it's, oh my God, I'm gay. Oh my God, I'm trans. Oh my God, I'm this. No, you guys, heterosexual people, you guys have queer children. You guys have trans children. Now they may not, of course, transition, or they may not know all the answers, or they may suppress those things, but you have queer people, queer children that do exist. So that's really that's all that's going on. So that's what I want to say so far.
All right, Freezy, questions, comments?
Well, first I want to say I ain't get a chance to tell everybody hi. So I'm just using this opportunity.
Hey, Freezy.
I just popped up. Jimmy just brought me up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, hey, hi everybody. And
what's going on?
Okay. So I want to say this, right? So I heard what Conscious said, and I was keeping up with what Mr. Bennett was saying, and I finally caught on to what he was getting to towards the end, and Reckless, I totally disagree with what Reckless said, but I want to say this right here. So basically, let's just be honest, right? The way society is going, I'm pretty sure everybody on the panel would agree with this. The way society is going, it's inevitable, right? I mean, whether you disagree with it or not, people are going to have to learn how to live amongst one another in this multicultural, multi-sexual society. You know what I'm saying? It's just inevitable.
Facts.
So, but I do want to say this. Now, to Shu Shu's question, she as was their agenda. Now, I will say this. Conscious said something very significant where he said that at one point in time, there wasn't any homosexual representation on TV, whether it be, whatever, entertainment, in general, radio, whatever, right? And he's right. But I will say this, we have to account for kids that, and I'm pretty sure Conscious and Reckless, you would agree with me when I say this, because this is factual information. We have to account for kids that went through, sexual abuse at a young age, right? And they
are going to completely reject that this is even could possibly be a part of why people live their lifestyle. And I'm going to tell you, most of the people that I know that are gay have been sexually assaulted.
Absolutely. They try to make it seem like that. That's why I said he was by. It felt like Freezy, when I seen it, it looked like Freezy was by himself. Yeah. There was nobody to bounce that off of, and only he knows what he knows, man. And they try to make it seem like he was completely far away from that whole reality. Yep. I'm like, what the fuck?
Mandrell is more so the role of the host, and he's gonna disseminate between people. Mr. Bennett is already basically thrown in the white towel. Shu Shu, a woman, what more do we need to say there? And of course, Reckless Logic is a homosexual, so he's gonna rock with Conscious TV. Freezy is by himself.
By himself.
And that's one thing that even when I listened to the first one, with this one, you could tell even Freezy wasn't on his A game, because he knew he didn't have no backup. So it's like, if I gotta fight this by myself, my questions gotta be A1. I gotta make sure I present myself, because I don't have no backup.
Yeah.
See, that's why I brought up my last point. If we can't get past arguing on YouTube, how we gonna bag up guys like Freezy when he making perfect sense?
Right. That's why I felt like the second show, I felt like it's Big Brother. I'm like, shit, you got your cousin and your big brother over here now.
Mandrell, look, I'm gonna watch my mouth, but it's a reason you put LOL, because it's true. Women gonna always go with this narrative. It's just how it goes. Not always. Let me not say always, because the people that support us over here, the women that support us, ain't gonna go for this shit. But more times than not, women are gonna go with this narrative because it kind of hits home for them and what they feel that they go through. So it's like, it's inevitable. So I didn't expect anything from Shu Shu in this conversation as far as pushback. I just didn't. Like, I didn't even really pay attention to what she said, because I was looking at the men. But that's another conversation for another day, because there's not a lot of men here. All right, let's keep going.
Experience this even back then, before there was exposure to entertainment as far as like what they're putting out now, right? But so to Reckless's point, there are kids that's dealing with, that's queer at a young age, but we can't discount some of the catalysts as to why a lot of these kids, or some of these, I don't know the amount, but some of these kids, why they are, they were influenced to be, go that route or whatever. So, but I want to say this. Now, where I draw the line at is, I want to ask your opinion. I want to ask your opinion, because Reckless gone. Hopefully come back, but Conscious, I want to ask your opinion. I did a.
Freezy's nervous as hell too.
I told you. Bruh, he doing the same thing Mr. Bennett did, but for a different reason.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Bennett was walking on eggshells, and I got a lot of love for Mr. Bennett. I rock with Mr. Bennett outside of YouTube.
Yeah.
But you can tell Freezy, bro, he know he got to be A1. And when you got that type of press on your shoulder and no backup, you gon' stumble, because if you say one wrong thing, you got two theys that's gonna be on your back non-stop.
Two what, two?
Thems. Thems. Yes.
THIM. Hang on. Oh, so yeah, I better be able to take jokes all this shit y'all be taking now.
I'm telling you. Hey, what Dave Chappelle say? Come on now, you gotta be able to take a joke, man.
Right.
The show on my channel, there's a book that I forgot what the author's name. He published a book called The Gay BCs, right? And then it just go down the line from A to Z, and A stood for such and such, B stood for bi, C stood for I forgot, but it was a bunch of homosexual terminologies, and the book was targeting kids from the ages of 3 to 7. Yep. Now I want to ask you your opinion, because I got a gay cousin. You know, she's married and everything, happily married. And I asked her opinion. She told me her opinion on that. But I want to ask you: do you think that's appropriate? Because we don't have books titled like purposely titled heterosexual books. It's just fundamental books towards kids. And I'm on the fence. Well, not on the fence. I disagree that books are specified to kids as far as like
freezing is hopscotching like a motherfucker, man. He sound like y'all ever heard that little bit with that little 4-year-old girl was like, it
was a little white boy that was doing I was doing you ever
but freeze it. It ain't no shot to you, bro, because like I said, we understand your plight, bro. We understand why you doing it. It's just, bro, the way you doing it just so funny, fool.
My auntie, my cousin, I got a good cousin.
He sound like, and I gotta say, him and Mr. Bennett, like this is why I said it was so weird, because they sound, and it does. It's like the white. You know how the white people used to try to talk to the black people, be like, I'm not racist because I got my best friend is black. You know, it's
right. That's exactly
like I got one of them gays. My you know, it's like my cousin is gay. It's like we forever, and it's a subconscious thing. We're forever
and they pick
just
up on
explaining ourselves, man. It's like, damn.
They pick up on this shit.
Yeah,
like, you just believe Kang is, because Kang ain't a dumb guy.
He's not
at all.
He's not a dumb
By
guy.
far.
He's picking up on this shit. And that's why he feels comfortable to do what he's gonna do this day and 2 days after that.
Yeah.
Because he knew he had these men's balls.
Yep.
And I don't mean that to be degrading to the brothers, but we gotta call it straight like men. He knew he had y'all balls, man. I'm gonna let him make this point and get their retort to it whenever he gets done making this damn point. And then we're gonna go to the next video.
Targeting kids and influencing them or teaching them as far as in a homosexual atmosphere. Do you agree that it's
can't even say words right?
Okay to publish this type of material to kids that age, as far as specifying homosexuality and that type of education towards kids at that age, instead of actually letting them just learn fundamentally until they get a certain age? I don't know if do you understand what I'm saying?
I'm following.
Okay.
It's a double-edged sword when it comes to that conversation. I want to go back a little bit to what you were saying about accounting for young people who have been through sexual assault, etc. What a lot of people don't know is that what psychologists have now determined.
That nigga love that etc. word.
Those experiences do not make people, it doesn't change their orientation. What it unfortunately does is reveal people's orientation to themselves in a way that's inappropriate, because nobody should be self-discovering through.
So let me get this clear. Being raped or assaulted expose that you like it. Now let's say a man said, I raped this woman, and his words were, but she wanted it. She got wet. Where else can you be comfortable enough to say that?
Right.
Nowhere.
Man, you think I was gonna catch that? Did you, Kane? I caught it. He basically said that they're okay with being raped. That's basically what he said. I'm not gonna put words in your mouth. It ain't exactly what you said, but basically, not verbatim. That's what you just said. They get this happens to them, and they discover that they like it. Go ahead, JT.
Hey, look. The thing is that it's more than what they're trying to say. They're trying to say that this whole homosexuality is normal, right? And when they're talking about science and they talking about these books that have been written and all these different things, and when I brought up, you do understand that those same people that you are using as scientists and saying that this is a matter of fact, that's telling you that it's natural for people to be gay, those were the same people that were saying that it was a mental illness.
Yep.
Same people. And then all of a sudden, some years later, they was like, hey, we fucked up. We gonna rewrite the book, and now it's not. It's only to set a narrative. We all understand that. It's to set a narrative for whatever reason.
And so if we want to talk about the game,
yeah,
I'm not knocking your game.
Right.
We gotta counter it. It's what it is.
And that's when they say you gotta, because Mr. Bennett had alluded to, you have to accept what reality is, and I agree with him when he says that things are changing, you got to accept it, but accepting it doesn't mean that you go along with it. Accepting is saying that this is what it is, man, so I'm either gonna go along with it or I'm about to fight against it. You don't have to. When you accept reality, it is what it is. He said, hey man, I was trying not to get BUM channel flag. What I tell you?
Hey, I send you a link, Freezer.
Hey, he was hopscotching. He was like, man, I don't know what and that's the same thing. Like with Mr. Bennett, he's just respectful like that. Mr. Bennett, we all have, all of us, man, we all had some we would oppose each other at some point when it comes down to our ideology. And Mr. Bennett, I think that's just what it was with him. He was just like, I got to feel this stuff out. He wanted to see where it was going to go. This is why I keep saying this one right here. And Mandrell, I know that you think that this is probably one of your best ones that you've done. Now, I can say that it did get you a lot of goddamn clicks. And it got you a lot of likes. But it was the most disingenuous show that you've ever done, bro. And that's out of love. On some real ass shit.
Hey, Mandrell,
it was disingenuous, bro.
Get out your feelings, bro. Get back to the sis, Mandrell. I know. Look, bro, I'm gonna say this. The reason I'm having these guys come on, because I truly believe that they weren't in a safe space, or they were not able to speak what they believe. I'm gonna bring you on, Mandrell, but I want to get these brothers on first without you, because you know what you do. You like a damn 98 Corolla, you get the stuttering trying to get in between people talking. Like, nah, I need to have these brothers on first. I believe that's very important. I'm doing it this way for a reason. You know I'm not a dummy. You might say Memphis niggas is dummy, but you know I'm not no average Memphis nigga. So let's just keep it real here, bro. I'm bringing the guys on because, bro, I watched 8 hours of this shit and I barely heard them. Yep. All right, let's get to it.
Hey, can I say one more thing? Mandrell,
should be.
Again, Mandrell, we already understand what your intentions are, brother. This is why we saying it with you, and we doing this is basically what we're saying is, man, this is our critique, because I think it's that important. We done been talking about this shit all week, bro. We got to get this out. I understand what your intentions were. Me and you talked ourselves. Mm-hmm. So listen, we have to get it out, man.
And let me say this, because like there is a way that it is your best show. And I think it's from a sense of your temperament. But I don't think it's a coincidence that your temperament was the way it was when two LGBT guys was on the panel. I don't think that's a coincidence. I think you were very careful. And I think that you were trying not to offend them. You don't mind offending us heterosexual men. You did not want to offend them. So your whole, like the way you handled the conversation was not bad. It just wasn't consistent with what Mandrell does.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? So if you're looking at it from that standpoint, yeah, you did a good job at narrating the show. You did a good job of staying kind of in one lane. I'm not tripping off of that. You know what I'm saying? That you did do a good job of. What I believe, let me just speak for me. What I believe you didn't do was challenge them or allow them to really be challenged. Because even when Freezy was challenging them here, he was alone, bro. So it really wasn't even a serious challenge because everybody else would chime in against what he said. That's all I'm saying. So don't take it personal. This is just my viewpoint, and I want to have the brothers that did not get a chance to really speak what they believe. I don't have blinders. I told you, I'm closer to the LGBT community than you are. I promise you.
Be self-discovering through molestation, but unfortunately, there's still information in that experience for people, and so this ideal that assault.
Hold on, let me address this right quick. The Sousa, and I know what you mean, love. I know you're coming from let's come back on the screen for this. Look, I don't believe in being inclusive. I don't. I believe if I rock with you, I rock with you. If the person you are is organic, genuine, and we mesh, and I respect your word as a man, woman, whatever, I can rock with you. I don't believe in being inclusive for the hell of being inclusive. Not gonna happen with me.
Them facts, right. And I second that. And respect each other lifestyle. I can respect it. That don't mean I gotta go along with it. These two different things, and see, that's what get brought up in these arguments. Respect don't mean I gotta agree with it. Respect is hey, do what you do. But that don't mean because you doing it, I'm supposed to be right there with you. Right. I can't lock on with the KKK because we both men.
Ooh.
I ain't doing
that. Hold on.
But see, that's the narrative
that man came with a bar.
No, I'm just saying. But when you listen to these conversations about inclusivity and respect, that's what you hear. Oh, respect them because they doing this. I can respect you as a man, but I ain't gotta respect what you doing. Like, go ahead, bro.
Shout out to my guy No Labels, aka Gutter Slim,
yes,
live from Georgia, man. Appreciate you coming through, brother. I always got to acknowledge you. This is one of them ones, my brother. Let's get back to it. This part is almost over. We're gonna get to it. Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely. Any more questions? See, that's the problem with these with this panel and the one y'all was on Friday. Niggas wasn't saying that.
Facts.
And they I'm not gonna lie. Reckless and they smelled it.
They smelled fear. Yes,
they
sir.
Knew what it was, and they kept. If you notice, they kept saying, very inclusive, It's like, nah, because if you would have been on the panel with me, I'm like, inclusive to what?
Right.
You ain't included in nothing we doing around this motherfucker, unless we talking about something that we can actually form ideas together on. Like, it's got to be real.
Right.
If you're not included in something that, like, I don't believe they should have been in that conversation. Period. Not this one here, but the one.
The emasculation of black men.
The emasculation conversation. Yes, I don't believe they should have been involved in that. Right. I'm not gonna have my daughter involved in the conversation of popping pussy. It's just not gonna happen. She's not supposed to be in that conversation. You're not included.
Right.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Absolutely.
Yep. And so I hope that answers your question, love. And I don't mean no harm, but it's just like, y'all gotta understand, this is not the usual space in this space. I keep telling y'all this shit. I keep telling y'all. Let's get back to it, man.
So somehow curves orientation is just not simply true. And then to add insult to injury,
hold on.
You have people.
And see, let me tell. I'm about to be done. Okay, I'm sorry, but look, you see, men. This is why women don't submit to you. Ooh. This is why they don't respect you. because they know you are bullshitting. They know it. They know you bullshit. They know you bullshitting, so they don't respect it. They gonna say, okay, cool, and they gonna take whatever you gonna give them, but they don't respect you. I need my respect, bro. I don't care if you like me. I need my respect, and I'm gonna stand on business every time, and I'm gonna die doing it. Shout out to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Man.
He's on fire.
Who are having these detestable experiences at the hands of the adults around them. And then that person who may have been pansexual, bisexual, or queer oriented all along also lives in an oppressive society. So it deepens the sunken place experience. As it relates to academia, I personally don't think it's appropriate to have any sex-like conversation with elementary students. I would even say maybe middle school students as well. But being realistic, we know that these kids are getting started very early. Sexual ed was offered to me and taken up with me from the 7th grade to the 8th grade. So that's when the school system decided to have the birds and the bees conversation with us as middle schoolers. Was 7th grade, 8th grade. I want to say maybe even 6th grade too is when it really started. But I think that there's a different way to have that conversation. I think that teaching young people about the diversity of people that exists is okay. Can you do that without sexual language? Sure. Is there other ways to inform young people about themselves or inform young people about the world around them? Absolutely. But I also want to add that I think it's interesting that
what is he smiling for?
Once again, the exception is made for that queer education because nobody contested.
My boy.
He in there, bro.
He doing too much, right?
Man, what? He in there. Hey, look at this comment right here.
I could have sworn he on some ecstasy or something, dog. It's something I was like, why is he smiling like that? What is this?
Hercules.
I guess he really took gay to another level. He's really happy. It's just
happy as hell.
Happy.
What Lou say?
Lou Medic, what we are not gonna do is make sexual assault an acceptable gateway to sexual education. Bro, see that? Lou Medic, hold on, bro. Let me give you the hand claps right there. Because, bro, that's what we talking about. And when you start to really pick away at the skin of this stuff, bro, you see what it is. Like Lou Medic, he made a perfect point. All right, something happened to you, even if let's say it did, something happened to you, and because it happened to you, let's educate everybody on what happened, what was the ramifications of this happening. What about children that don't have no experience, don't want that experience, but they got to go to school and make an A in it? Come on, bro. All right, go ahead, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Why I needed to learn about the vagina and my penis at the hands of the school system as a 7th grader.
I don't disagree with him here, but he's gonna walk himself into a buzzsaw.
Nobody ever contested. The dominant society never contested Beauty and the Beast, Jasmine and Aladdin, and all of the hetero representation.
Now I want to say something here because people love to do this and silence the people that did all the fussing when a lot of this was going on, right? Do people not remember UNITY, Queen Latifah, when music was getting so disrespectful towards women? And they had whole coalitions like going, exactly, bro. Like, it's like they act as if because we're in the future now, motherfuckers don't remember what happened. No, people did protest it. And actually, I protested, Tez protested all the music that's so fucking negative, the sex in movies, heterosexual or not, it's overdone, it's overblown.
I wanted to, and I'm glad you brought that part up. That's literally what I wanted to do in the other show, is to really say, listen, it doesn't matter if it's homosexual or heterosexual. Oversexed, under love is what's happening right now. It's crazy out right here. So, but they were so, like you said, they had their fist balled up already. And it was just like, man, keep going, because I want you to get to the other show, man, because it's like, God damn.
JT, let me just second your point before CJ get to this comment.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever watched a movie and a random sex scene just happened? Didn't have nothing to do with the story. Didn't have nothing to do with the plot. It's just sex.
Right.
I hate you. I hate your ass too. I love you.
When it comes to sex scene, right? How we do that?
Right. All right.
Presentation. Nobody ever contested why Bugs Bunny, when he saw his love interest, was essentially horny by vibrating and having his heart thriving out of his chest, and he's literally levitating off the ground with his tail wagging. I mean,
horrible example.
Nobody ever contested the horniness of Mr. Potato Head, whose eyeballs busted out of his head at the sight of a very.
We're not arguing against attraction, brother.
And that's natural. I mean, like I said, when I grew up and I seen a nice looking woman, I was like, ooh, wait. Well, it was something wrong with that? I mean, I didn't say nothing over sexual. I didn't.
Bro, we all were kids and our shit went like boing. We had to find out what the hell this is. Every goddamn morning, every time I'm in goddamn my first class, I'm like, damn, what is it? That's because we are boys, and we have to get to a point where we have to be men. If we have somebody messing with that part right there, we end up being emasculated. That's what happens. If my mama you know how moms are with your little dick. You got your little dick and little dick. No, you need a man to be down there, and the man has to be able to tell him, all right, boy, because we can take the man's joke way better than we can take the mother's joke, because the man has been through it. We have to, man, we gotta be able to, and I'm glad you did this, CJ, man. We gotta address this shit, my nigga. Freezy in the building.
Yes, Percy.
What up, my boy?
He froze.
Freezy, what's going on with you, man?
He didn't freeze it and froze.
He done yeah.
We'll bring him back soon as you're ready.
Back, yes, sir. But we definitely, so what he's saying, man, look, and I gotta give him shouts out, because the dude is this guy is not stupid at all. Not at all. And I think I'm a little more disappointed that he couldn't have a better conversation with us, bro. If he would have him and his little friend would have calmed down, man, and really got down to the points and the brass tacks of what we were saying, man, we would have had a dope conversation. And then, Mandrell, it really would have went down, bro. Yep. It really would have went down. That conversation that you was looking for, bro, you had to let us get loose with him. Because man, look, most of the cats that was on that panel, we wasn't reckless, dog. We wanted to have a real conversation, but them dudes, they didn't come with a great conversation, man. They had their fist balled up. They wanted to beat the shit out of Freezy, though.
They did.
Freezy, what up, man?
You on me, bro. Listen, y'all know how them punk rockers. Y'all know how them punk rockers is now. Come on, they get real sensitive, and then look at the man how. Shit, I was nervous.
Yeah, your mic is connected, Freezy.
Hold on.
My boy talking with laptop.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you, but it's like
we can hear you, but not through your mic. Not through your mic. You probably have to change your mic settings up.
Mm-hmm.
It's going through your
what your about computer. Now?
Yes, sir.
There you go, boy.
Okay.
I
said y'all know how them punk rockers is. Okay. And look at the man. Look at the man how. I was nervous standing next to him. Shit.
On the panel.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna tell you one thing. That shit, y'all covered this already, but that statement that he made, that shit, it was disgusting. And I didn't get a chance to double back to it because they went to talking about something else. But the statement that Kane made about the kids being sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
And the sexually the assaulter actually, he was almost making it seem like they was doing the child a favor or something. Like, that shit fucked me up, bro. I'm telling you. And I was like, this is the extent that community will go to explain away some bullshit. That I'm telling you, I was on that panel. I don't know if y'all seen my facial expression, but I had got kind of serious when he said that shit. And I really wanted to double back on it. But JT, that's when I was gonna get crunk though, but they never went back to it.
They were trying, dog. When it came down to you, let me tell you, you had everybody on that panel nervous, bro. You had everybody on that panel nervous. Right. It was kind of like they was like, you was like, I got a gun, but I ain't gonna use it on you. That's how you had to explain it. Like, I'm not gonna, man, I ain't gonna shoot your ass, man.
Yeah, exactly. And y'all hit it right on the head. We know how infamous that community is when it comes to feeling some type of way. They'll make it seem like everything all right after the stream over with. Before you know it, BMU done got a goddamn notification to take the video down or the whole channel flagged. I know how they operate. I know how it go. Or they might even shadow ban them. You never know. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just like, I was tiptoeing. I was tiptoeing because y'all know me. You feel what I'm saying?
But Freezer, that's the thing, bro. Like, man, we ain't using that against you. Like, we ain't even knocking you.
I know y'all win. I know that. But what y'all was saying was the truth. That's why I was laughing to myself, because I was like, these niggas ain't lying, because, I was kind of like, damn, I know how this shit is, and I don't want BMU channel to get fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the same time, when I ain't gonna lie, JT don't know this, but Mandrell hit me up, because Mandrell go to their channel too.
Yeah, I saw.
And yeah, so he hit me up and told me that they was kind of talking shit about me and saying I was a bottom and all that shit. That shit was making me mad. So I eventually, I hit the link and I cammed up and I was like, so why y'all over here talking about Freezy a bottom and all that shit just because y'all don't like what the fuck I say? And y'all always talking about niggas is homophobic and shit. It seemed like y'all more heterophobic than me being homophobic.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Crazy. Crazy.
I'm just saying, why I got to be a bottom though? Why y'all got to throw homosexual slurs at me because you don't like what I say?
The Sousa, I just need you to use your context clues, baby. A bottom. Okay.
Bro, real niggas don't play like that, CJ. Come on now.
We already know. Bro.
And then they talking about, heterophobic ain't even a word. Yes, it is. Go to Google, bitch. It is a word.
And if they say that, then homophobic, that's a made up word too then.
Exactly.
What are you talking about? That word ain't old. That's a new word. They talking about.
Just help me understand something, guys. How are we living in such an inclusive society and calling a man gay is an insult?
And
how does that work?
It's like calling a man a man. You can call a man a man, and he tell you don't call him a man. It's an insult. What kind of shit?
We're in a weird world right now, man.
Let's I'm gonna play this part, and y'all feel free to tell me where y'all would like me to go in this conversation. But I'm gonna play this part.
People that are gay, I've been around gay people all my life. Okay, so it's not about I fear that they're gonna come and get me or they're gonna take over the world. That's not what it is. Why is it that if I, as a black man, have an opinion about my image when there is historical data to reinforce my opinion, if I have an issue with that image, because certainly men who are heterosexual, live a straight heterosexual life, when we have sons, we raise our sons a certain way. There's certain expectations that we have. Now, I know it's all you can say it's cultural conditioning, it's constructs. I get it, but that's the world that we live in. See, once again, recognize the world for what it is, not what you want it to be. And the reality is heterosexual people are going to have issues with these type of images as it relates to Black men, or any group was going to have some images, going to have issues. But why is it that
You muted, bro.
I said, go on, get your sugar to put on top of this shit to make it taste better. Go on, get it ready. That's what he's doing. He preparing the shit out this shit, bro. He like, damn.
And bro, this and like I said, bro, this the thing about Information Man. Information Man is great at what he do. Like, I love this brother content.
Mm-hmm.
And even with him, he still knew, like, I can only take this thing so far.
He was out of his element, bro.
Yes, and this the thing, and I say this too, bro. I hate the fact that conversation got to the point to where even Information Man was snapping out. Like, bro, he don't even do that. He don't even.
It like it was stressed out. It seemed like it was stressful, man. It was like, I understand with how Information Man is when he's, when he's in thought and he's saying something, he can misunderstand what somebody is saying. You know what I'm saying? And when you had my man, who was it? Was it John the Baptist? I think he went in on John the Baptist, and he went in on
Trey, I think.
Man.
Trey, the fuck in.
Yeah.
What you had me? I was like, no, man.
We losing again.
We losing, yo.
They got us again. Bro.
They over there just smiling and smiling. They was out there. It was like we got them again. These motherfuckers can't even get along with each other. And it was like, no, bro. It was just.
Look at gay Deshaun Jackson right here.
Have to be labeled as something as, well, I'm homophobic, so therefore I fear gay people. Last time I checked, I don't go out bashing gay people. I don't go out abusing them, going into their communities, harming them and doing harm to them. I don't get up on my bully pulpit and try to demean them. However, do I or do I not as a man have a right to my opinion if my opinion is not favorable to the gay community or what I see as a heterosexual male? Don't I have the same right to that opinion as people who are of the gay community have their opinions?
Are you really
about me? Well, I'm asking that question because what I felt tonight happened is that I felt like the conversation.
Okay, hold on. I want to show something right quick. 236.49. Okay. Watch and listen. Watch Deshaun Jackson right here, and listen to the Lion King.
Try to demean them. However, do I or do I not as a man have a right to my opinion?
Do I not have a right to my opinion?
If my opinion is not favorable to the gay community or what I see.
If it's not favorable to the gay community or what I see, watch Genuine down.
Mm-hmm.
As a heterosexual male, don't I have the same right to that opinion as people who are of the gay community have their opinions?
Are you really
about me? Well, I'm asking that question because what I felt tonight happened
all night.
That's why we can't talk to them, dog. Freezy. That's why we can't talk to them, bro.
I know exactly what you mean.
Their eyes, they rubbernecking, and then this fool gonna sit back and say, "You don't want." Are you sit? So that's why it got to the point where I was like, "Dog, all right, nobody else gonna do it. I'm about to get this motherfucker to smoke." That's why I had to do it, man, because they would just. It was like they had our card. Yep. And I was like, "You ain't got my card yet, nigga. We gonna see where this gonna go."
And JP, no, you made a good point. You heard Conj and TC say, "Are you really asking that?"
Right.
It was a legit question.
Not to them.
I ain't seen nothing wrong with him.
And look at this. If you don't deny them, what rights are we denying them, Lord? There is no right we're denying them. First of all, let me be clear about something. You ain't got the right to hit my yak. You ain't got the right to hit my cigar. You ain't got the right to take a ride in my car. You ain't got the right to make me like you. Yeah, everybody sip their yak right. See what I'm saying? You don't get to do that. You feel me? I'm gonna hit my water, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. You don't have the right to do none of that. The right that you have is you have the right to be a human fucking being and whatever the law and the Constitution of America provides you. I'm not against that. I don't have a problem with you marrying as long as that Bible ain't present. We be real with that. That Bible don't need to be present with you getting married. But if I don't have a disagreement with you having laws of the land apply to you, that's fine. Just move that Bible out the way and we good to go. Get you a gay Bible or something.
And it seemed to me the tone that they were setting, it was almost like an agenda vibe. Like, if you don't say what they want to hear, they're gonna mock you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're gonna make face. They're gonna be very, very passive aggressive. Yep. And it was. I'm sorry, y'all. It was some bitch shit. That's what bitches do. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn. They really don't want to bridge the gap. They want us to come with them. They want us to adhere to that dick and the bullshit. That's what they want us to adhere to. This shit really ain't about no halfway type shit.
Facts. It's a fact. It's bro, they set it up like that from the jump. Like they didn't even hide that. That's why I said, like, I kind of respect it because they didn't come in acting like they were trying to bridge the gap. They didn't title the show. They just clicked the link and they came and said what they had to say. And they're the motherfucker that had something to say, but they knew shit. Well, they thought they knew. They ain't know JT and Freezy, but they just knew that they was gonna be able to reign supreme because of how, like I said, Mandrell was being a moderator. Cool. Shu Shu's a woman. That's a different story. Mr. Bennett came in soft shoeing, bro. And apologizing for something he hadn't done yet. It was over. They had him. They knew they had him bent over a barrel. Pause. So let's go ahead and is there a part you wanted me to get to, JT?
No, go ahead, bro. Because it's about to get to it.
JT finna go
off. It is that I felt like the conversation tonight got derailed and got pushed into another agenda, which was not really what.
Tez, I want you to address this,
bro. They fighting to be accepted just like slavery. It's not the same. When I came out my mother's womb, I didn't choose to be black. These people choose to sleep with another man or sleep with another woman. If I walk out the house and decide to rob somebody, it was a setup of things that I had to do before I committed this robbery. So that's what I'm saying. Acceptance is different from respect. I can respect you, do your thing, but I ain't gotta walk hand in hand with you because I respect what you.
And let me bring up this point. Let's just say it's not a choice of sexual orientation, right? Let's just say it for the sake of conversation. I'll give you that point. Fine. Why do you have a wig on in your head and a beard?
Ooh, is that necessary?
Or you also you're cool with society's version of a woman, so you made sure you follow society there because that's what the image of a woman is. That's fine.
While talking about the dominant society that you're trying to be a part of.
Excellent.
Bro, we got to be real with these conversations, bro. You are literally saying gender is a construct. That is the most famous line of the LGBTQ community. They say gender is a construct. They're against society's pressures that they put on women and men. So why, as a man, do you put the pressures of a woman on to identify as a woman, which has no identity? They say woman. You ask Ketanji Brown Jackson what a woman is. Mm-hmm. She doesn't know, but you know how to look like one.
So us saying a doctor saying you naturally born a man or naturally born a woman is a construct, but homosexual people saying, "No, I'm not a man. I'm a woman." That's not a construct.
Come on.
The Sousa, you don't even know how much you just proved our point. You don't.
Facts.
You don't. You don't even understand how much you just proved. I'm not gonna tell you either. I'm not even gonna tell you. I'm just gonna
because I was gonna explain it to her, but she know. She know exactly because she the same points that she be talking about what she talk about tonight. She talk about it when we talk about the women too. So you know, don't play with us. So we know you, baby.
Hence why we do not get along with these guys, because at least women have something we want from them. These guys are acting like women, and it's not useful.
Right.
Come on, man.
Right, you wasting your time. Only thing that you can get is a fight out of us. That's it. That's it. So when they come on our panel, that's what happened. They came with their fists balled up. They know that we were going to speak. See, the thing was this. They try to conflate us with people that actually, because there's some dudes out there that can be ignorant as hell when it comes down to it. You know what I'm saying? All they know is I don't like y'all. All they know. But we got actual things that we can say to say, listen, we ain't got a problem with who you with. We got a problem with your ideology. We got a problem with how you talk. We can specify what we have a problem with. And that was the thing that I'm like, man, we got to stop explaining this, bro. I ain't got a problem with gay people. I ain't got a problem with trans. That's a lie. You got to stand on it. And the thing is that just like people are accepting all this other stuff that's going, they ain't gonna have no choice. When you got, especially with men, dog, we men. At the end of the day, when it's more of us and we have the ideology that we have, guess what happens? The world will conform. It's gonna catch It's gonna catch like fire. When you got men that's talking like men, other men gonna say, "Damn, all right." They're gonna adopt that. They're gonna put their own little spin to it or whatever. What we trying to talk about is righteousness, man. We ain't trying to talk about nothing else on the side of righteousness. We're just talking about righteousness. We don't care about the rest of that shit. They tried to conflate it though.
Yep.
Why JT look like Snoop Dogg when he pulled up on Baby Boy and let the window down? Hopefully get ready to let off.
It do look like
that. Big Boy was like, "Hey, fat. Quit playing, girl."
JT dead serious too. He dead serious.
Yeah, he was ready. He had enough, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I don't know who got cut off the most between him and Hink. Like, bro, it was bad.
Yeah.
They didn't get to get nothing in. And Black Man did a horrible job of redirecting the conversation, because he would say, "All right, we're gonna get Hink next," and then one of the punks would say something, and then bam, they got the control. They got the conversation back in the chokehold. Yeah, but let's get to it.
Yeah.
We were trying to get at as Black men on this panel. I thought we were really going to do a deep dive into some legitimate issues, which don't even have anything to do whether you're straight or gay, because it is a fact that Black men's images and Black men in general have been under attack. See, before they cared about what our sexuality is,
come on,
they were more concerned about us as Black men and calling us boys, demeaning us, destroying us in any kind of way they can.
Yeah, we know because we Black too. Like,
right. So therefore, before you're gay before I'm heterosexual, before we're conditioned to whatever we believe, we're Black first.
I think you got your late information, man, and this might have been a problem about your late arrival, because your peers took the conversation there. When me and Reckless was asked about emasculation, we spoke about emasculation. It was Frizzy who is obsessed with whether a trans woman and a biological woman is a lesbian relationship.
Pause that, bro.
Okay,
Pause that. See, I was already in my bag, Frizzy, but you kept calling your ass Frizzy.
I just let him do it.
He knew what he was doing when he said that. He kept calling you Frizzy.
He was trying to trigger me. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Freezy, let me. I will salute you though, bro. You did hold yourself to a standard, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro, because them thems was taking a lot of shots at you, bro.
They were.
And for you to still try to have a legit conversation and ask legit questions.
Yep.
That's what men do, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah, because I get ignorant real fast.
I know.
Oh, we saw it there. That's what I'm like. I'm like, nah. Because you wanted the conversation, though, man. For real. You wanted to have a legitimate conversation.
Yeah.
And Mandrell, why are you laughing? This what happened. This what happened in that motherfucking
bridge in the gap.
We had that bridge in the gap with the generations. You were doing the same shit now. All right.
About the children and the impact of same gender loving feminine images on children. See, you got in here and then assumed that the gay men were incompetent and couldn't really hang with this conversation without leading from our sexuality. And then
and there's the victim card.
Mistakenly misread the room when your peers were the one who hijacked the algorithm of this dialogue. And
that's not true.
I would say,
hey, Freeze, I noticed this too. You kept talking to their like kids. That shit was funny as hell.
Yeah, it like they were little girls, not even little boy. It was like little girls. It was, come on, darling.
Yeah, because they kept crying. You know what
I'm saying? Bro. Oh God, you want a popsicle?
I would say that I did not. I want to correct something right now. I did not come.
Whoa, that's an indictment. I'm sorry. That's an indictment, Mandrell.
Ain't no jail to get crunk.
That's and it's no coincidence that you have never been this calm, and it happened to be two punks on the It's not a coincidence. I'm sorry. I don't believe in them type of fucking coincidences. I'm sorry, bro. You knew not to get out of line, bro. Mm-hmm. That's what that was. And yeah, they got a good influence on them. Oh my God. I can't make this shit up.
The Sue's are cooking. Whoa.
I ain't say it, bro. She did. I ain't say it.
I'm on this panel, assuming because you were on this panel that you intellectually could not hang. First of all, I have a lot of respect for you, Conscious TV. I've followed your channel. You make very good points on your channel. You're very logical in the way you see things. You look at things very balanced. I get that. So I didn't come on here to personally be disrespectful to you in any kind of way. And
look at JT, bro. God,
he ready to go.
Hey, bro, y'all know my blood pressure was higher than the motherfucker. I had that.
He like, as soon as these niggas come out the cut, I'm gonna fat ass up.
I had a grenade just waiting too. I was just like, all right. I had the pin out and everything. I just had that motherfucker wait.
If I did, I apologize because I know you, and I know you from the YouTube streets. So it wasn't my goal.
Once again, an apology. Have they apologized one fucking time?
To do so. If I did, I apologize. If I did that, but I
apologize twice in 3 seconds.
My biggest concern is that I felt like this is just how I felt, and yeah, maybe I did come in late, but I just felt like it was being. It was going in a direction that was creating these back and forth arguments that I thought that I was hoping that we weren't going to go that.
I like the point Freezy gonna make about this conversation too. I hope it's
it wasn't going to come. It was going to.
I was tired, man. I was tired of trying to appease these motherfuckers. That's what I was thinking to myself right there. I'm tired of these motherfuckers, man.
You can see it.
What I was thinking. I'm telling you.
I'm sick of these motherfuckers, man. Kevin,
and then the tail on tell you another truth. Listen, all of us, this another thing that I don't think nobody mentioned yet. And I'm gonna just go ahead and be real. All of us cool with Mandrell. And I was looking at them as they was Mandrell's guests. And I felt like Mandrell was trying to create something to bring traffic to his show. So, I'm cool with Mandrell, and I know I could get a certain way where motherfucker ain't gonna never want to come back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I was kind of trying to I don't want to fuck this up for you, Mandrell. You know what I'm saying? But it got to a point where I was like, bro,
we
can't say nothing.
Facts.
They can say everything. We can't say nothing.
We can't say
I'm
nothing.
I'm glad I wasn't on that panel because I ain't gonna lie, fool. I'd have got off.
I mean, y'all can say kids can get raped and all that stuff, and they damn near was bringing it, you know, all they was doing was, you know, prematurely bringing the kids' sexuality out with which was some bullshit.
Crazy.
That was some crazy. That was the audacity. I'm like, oh, I had the audacity to put that.
That's like JT. That's like saying an offender will hit the bullseye with a child every time. Like, it's almost like you saying you perfectly pinpointing a child every time, and you hitting the bullseye.
What I say earlier is just like a man saying if he grapes a woman, he's saying, but she wanted it, she got wet.
Right.
Like it's
some bullshit, dog.
It's like, what are we talking about?
And then if y'all really pay attention, I really started see. I be on some spiritual shit. I started saying these motherfuckers is demonic than a motherfucker, man. Because for you to even go with that narrative with kids now. With kids, we talking about kids. For you to actually co-sign, well, not co-sign, actually spearhead that narrative. Man, you ain't right. You is a demon, man. I'm telling you, I really want to start cussing and saying, motherfucker, bitch, you ain't shit. I want to say a bunch of shit, man. But then I was like, okay, Mandrell called me on the phone. He said, yeah, see, I know Freeze, I know you will get serious, but I know you know how to keep your cool. So it was almost like Mandrell was expecting me to be diplomatic and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to be like that.
This man said that when he didn't even put a number on it. He just basically generalized it and said when this sexual assault happens, it's really just that they didn't know they were gay, but they were. So when the grape happened or the sexual assault happened, they liked it and conformed to that as their new reality. Like
no, they said the kid was already like that, but the offender actually did them a favor and brought it out of them, but they brought it out of them too early. And
it's like it does like. But to even like this is how you know y'all do have a privilege, bro. You don't even see the issue in that statement.
X.
Like that's just I couldn't believe it when he said it. He said that's basically a gateway to that child saying, "Oh, this is the lifestyle I want," from being sexually assaulted, bro.
And then go ahead, Tay.
The thing is, bro, nobody checked them on it. That's what was driving me crazy. You do this type of stuff and don't nobody say nothing. And bro, all four of us, bro, all four of us understand what went down on both of them panels. Mm-hmm. All we saying is, if the guys that was on both of them panels stood together like us four standing together now, that conversation wouldn't have went the way it went. I put money on it.
No,
absolutely.
I agree, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Let's get some more of this done, so we can wrap it up. But I want to get to a certain point though, because oh my god.
It was going to come into a combustible situation. I was hoping that we could have enough
of the apology to her. I get it. Enough of the apology to her.
sir.
John the Baptist.
This is it right
Sir.
here.
No.
I'm having a conversation. I don't need you. Wait a minute. First of all, let me let you know something right now, brother, because I'm the wrong one on these YouTube streets for you to come at like that.
Let me just make some.
Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
That reckless look at him. He was damn.
He love it.
He love it.
That's what they there for.
That's what they there for.
And look, bro, I respect John the Baptist for saying that, because god damn, how many times are you gonna apologize for doing nothing? These folks have taken shots at your sexuality, your manhood, and it's going to get worse. So your apology did nothing. It basically gave fuel to the fire. It's like a motherfucker saying, all right, give me the code to the safe. I won't kill you. You give them the code and they do it anyway.
Gonna pop you.
Yep.
That's what's happening right here. And it's like, bro, I'm gonna, man, fuck this shit. I'm gonna call it for what it is. They pulled niggas whole card, man.
Yes, sir.
They pulled Mandrell whole card. They pulled Black Man Unfiltered whole card, bro. They pulled it. And everybody that kowtowed to that shit is responsible for it too. Black Man Unfiltered and Mandrell, I understand y'all run a show, but you let your brothers be run over by the bus over and over, bro. And look at Freezy, look at my boy JT, look at my boy Hink. They never got to talk, bro, and still kept they cool. And when the one person got on their ass about it, now he's emotional and no longer a leader.
Right.
They like, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, and Mandrell, you can come up here soon. I'll get the link. Let me know you want it. But my nigga, you failed us, bro. You were the chink in the armor when it come to our conversations, because I know the words you used in back chats. I know the words you use on live shows, and all of a sudden you had this transformation. Look, man, I'm all with brothers enlightening themselves, and you're going to contradict yourself as a great man. You're going to contradict yourself as you learn. I'm all good with that. But my issue is, this wasn't a contradiction. This was a 180. You had people on the panel saying, where is Mandrell? Ain't nobody ever asked where CJ was at. Ain't nobody ever asked where Tez was, JT was, Freezy was. We are who we are. We don't kowtow and change our narrative for nobody. If we get enlightened, we get enlightened. But I got a gay sister, bro, that came out to me. My position's still the same. Love you to death, sis. I don't think you should have kids with a woman. I don't. You can do what you please. I don't agree with it.
Right.
That's like my daughter, bro. My sister like my daughter because she don't know her daddy. And I still disagree with the lifestyle because I'm a motherfucking man. And I don't switch my position for nobody unless I switch the motherfucker. That's it. And you don't do that on a Wednesday night show and then a Friday turn around and you laugh at this shit. The same problem we had with you when we had that bridging the gap with the fucking generations. You played, you talked shit, you laughed, you encouraged the fuck shit. You did it again here. That's why I didn't give you the link right away, because I wasn't gonna give you no explanation this time, because yesterday I didn't know you did all that. When I watched this shit today, ask JT. I called JT, I called Tez. Like, this shit ain't right, bro. I digress. Let's get back to it. My bad, I just went on a fucking tangent.
Good job.
I'm talking to this man in a respectful way, trying to have an understanding. We should be able to talk to each other as black men with respect, even when we had some disagreement earlier in the show, because that's part of being a man, being able to say, okay, I was wrong, I was right here, and we able to come to some understanding. That's part of manhood. I don't need you coming in. I don't need you coming in on the side, dropping your nickel and dime information. I don't need you coming in. Brother, I'm going to talk and I'm going to out-talk you. You don't know who the hell I am.
So, to Lady Navour, I get why you think that, and it could have been part of it. But the reason I disagree with you is because he wasn't being impartial. He wasn't being neutral. He was agreeing with their side of the conversation and demonizing pretty much everything the men had to say. If he didn't do that, I would go with what you're saying. He was being a moderator, being diplomatic, but he was not doing that. I hate to say it, it's just the truth.
And just to add a little bit on that, when we had that OGs versus the younger situation, everybody on that panel was males. Mm-hmm. He ain't changed the way he was on that show. So see, that's what I'm talking about. We trying to give them the passes, but you want to be a man Monday, you want to be a them Tuesday, and Wednesday you want to be a woman. Where me, CJ, Freeze, and JT men 24/7. That never changes with us. And when Mandrell said what laughed and did what he did on that jump, he should have been doing the same here. That's what we saying. And it ain't, like I said, bro, we can call Mandrell and talk to him about this. But CJ calling out, Freezy calling out, JT calling out what we seen on a panel with a man that say he just like us. That's what we calling out.
Damn, you hit that shit, bro. You hit that. I was about
You
to
gonna
say,
shut your damn mouth up right now. Now I was having a
Not bad, JT. What'd you say?
No, you good, bro. You good.
He put the motherfucking mic in his esophagus, didn't he?
He did.
Information man,
loud as hell.
Information man will cut you out real proper on it. He's proper here.
Motherfucker.
And then after that, he'll be like, I apologize, man.
He did.
You know that?
Son of a bitch.
You like, I just get, that's what I get. It's like, God damn. It's
What was that commercial? You lit liquor.
For a breeze or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, well, is he cussing the matter?
The thing was that it got misconstrued. And I got what John Baptist was telling me. He was just like, come on, bro. Don't you doing great because you started out good.
Yep.
But man, now you back apologizing again. It's like the word but. You know what I'm saying? You say all this shit and then you say but. You just erased everything you just did. What are we talking about now?
It's that
right. And John
conversation ain't meant for diplomatic, bro. It's not.
It's not. You have to first, before we get diplomatic, you got to let them know that there's some rules here. And at the end of the day, you either go, man, the conversation ain't gonna last long. It's just not, because they're not built for this. They're not built for guys to be if they would have came in and they would have stated and did what I did. Because at the end of the day, I still didn't call them out their name.
Right.
But I had to let them know, man, we out here pussyfooting with y'all. I keep going, just keep going, bro.
CJ, you know what that said on here? Because it's going to be about 10 minutes of John the Baptist.
Yeah, you can get back. It's going to get close to that.
All right. You said, motherfucker. Let's see. Hold on.
Everybody here. So it's going to be Conscious TV, then Driscoll.
Oh, right? Man. And look, I gotta point out something Black Man did that upset me, right? Black Man asked this brother after, I forgot who it was. No, it was Conscious TV was saying that he kept getting cut off, even though he cut off everybody, right?
Right.
He kept saying he kept getting cut off, and all the men on the panel were basically against him. And Black Man asked him, "What I do to you?" Black Man, God damn it! I said this. I said the shit when you got into it with Raw B and you went back on her goddamn channel trying to please your cat. Stop doing that shit, man. God damn.
And Conscious TV said that the only reason why the stream was as big as it was, and I see you got subscribers too.
He said that too.
You got two queer men here. Black Man response was, "What did I do to you?"
Bruh.
My response would have been, "This is my fucking platform. All these numbers coming to me. And if you ain't here, my channel still gonna go up." That would have been my answer. But maybe I'm just politically incorrect.
They did flex. They tried to flex now.
Yes.
They did. And it's like, after, just keep this in mind. This was after all the motherfucking apologies.
Yep.
Like, it served you no purpose to apologize to these niggas. They still was men and smelt blood and started beating your ass. That's what they did. Oh,
and the cousin trying to get to him. I'm steady trying to get to these niggas. Hey, tell them motherfucker to shut the fuck up so I can say what I gotta say. I'm steady trying to get to him. Hold on, we're gonna get there and then we're gonna get. It's like, God damn.
Yep.
Hold on, Freezy. Hold that thought, Freezy.
I know they wanted me to hold my thought.
All right, let's try to.
They didn't know how you was gonna come, dog.
I want Driscoll to go because Driscoll has a great perspective and he can respond.
Driscoll came with some calm fire too.
He did.
Whatever Conscious TV has to say about emasculation, how it grew into where it is right now, where it started, and where it is now. So let's have that
And all you LGBT people that's viewing the show, you can comment. It's okay.
discussion. Where it started and where it is now. So Conscious TV, what are your thoughts?
Could you frame the question again? I'm sorry.
No, not a problem. Tommy in the chat, stupid. Where emasculation started of black men and where it is now. Like, is it the same?
This is where he finna start. This is where he finna start talking shit. This is it.
Yep.
I want to phrase it like this. Is it the same now, just in a different way? Let me give you an example of what I mean. You know how people say the white men back in the day whipped you and they hung you in a tree. But today they have on, my thing is, emasculation then was forced on men. You have to do this. But do you think it's there now? Do you think men are being brainwashed to do this, or it's a part of their success? They have to do it. They forced into it. Or is it just something that's put on them because they simply want to demasculate the men? And this is for everybody, y'all, but I'm starting with Conscious TV.
This nigga yawning. All right, bro.
Just disrespectful in the motherfucker.
Just disrespectful, bro.
The history of it, right? Like where it is. This has nothing to do with sexuality at all. It's just how it began and where we are now.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth, CTV now.
Hey, dude look like a little boy that'll bite you right here. He like a little boy that'll bite you. Out of you. Right, and I love what Freezy was doing, because he was like, you know what? These motherfuckers ain't gonna let me really cook. I'm finna trigger these folks. I'm gonna fuck with them.
Hell yeah.
Tell the truth now. Shut the hell up, Freezy.
Freezy, shut the hell up.
Well, y'all crazy, boy. Y'all too crazy, bro.
You sip my drink.
I'm just
take a deep breath.
Emasculation has never stopped for black men. It's as I said in my earlier, when I first got on here, it's just.
And notice, I want people to notice something really quick. When they say black men, they mean them. That's all they mean. They don't mean us.
Right.
Like when they talk about when he's gonna tell you later. I mean black. What he really means is black men that look like him. That's what he means. When they keep saying we've done this to them, you've been separated yourself. Black women have separated themselves, especially if we're talking politically. Like let's just keep this shit a stack. The community been fucked up. It ain't really no community, to be honest. So when they, God damn it, I'm just gonna play it. Fuck it.
It's multifaceted at this point. It's economic, it's political. It's all of it. There isn't anything that's not happening. The issue is black men are proclaiming to be strong and naturally qualified to inherit the throne, but yet are talking about being emasculated. So
now I told y'all earlier.
Yep.
Remember how he was talking about how black men were buck broken, devastated, emasculated, and continue to be emasculated. But now he's talking about why we haven't taken the motherfucking throne.
Now remember, I'm sorry, CJ. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Now remember, he's supposed to be our brother. He's supposed to be
part of our community.
Right.
So Mandrell say he's still black. He's still part of our community. Do we sound like he's a part of our community?
Come on.
Black men, because now he's talking about us, CJ.
Yep.
Like you were just saying, when he was talking about the other thing, he was talking about them. Now he's talking about the heterosexual black man.
He removed the victim status from us and put it on them. That's what they do. Sisters do the same shit. Not all, of course, but this is what they do. It's like a fight for the biggest victim. Shout out to the great philosopher Tommy B. He said women's favorite position ain't doggy style, it's victim.
It's victim.
That's a bar.
Sir.
Come on, man. Shout out to Tommy B.
Right.
Which one is it? Are you built for it tough, or are you Cinderella?
Hold on. Now
Because
stop yelling that shit right there. He was talking to himself, wasn't this motherfucker talking to himself? That should have been some self-reflecting right there. Nigga, are you built for it tough, or are you Cinderella? Who you talking to, punk? That's great because they think they're women, dog. They taking women talking points and they think that they're women.
That's exactly
How did he separate? He kept doing it. He kept separating himself, and then when it's convenient, then he put himself into this whole thing with us.
Yep.
Come on, man. Are you built for it tough, or are you Cinderella?
Because I guarantee you
that white woman's hair on your head, that Indian woman's hair on your head.
JT, I guarantee you, if they had been in the position you would have been that whole show, they would have left, or they would have been.
They would have left
the whole time.
They've been
One
out
of
of
the
there.
two.
Yep.
Most black men are waiting to be saved by black women. It's true. How you gonna save us and financially we make about $10,000 or more a year than you do?
CJ,
on average.
He's trying to change the subject.
I get it. You know what? You're right. You know, let's the Sousa, nice default picture, love, if that's you. All right,
that
so
was good.
The Book of Ronin.
About that.
What it do?
Is this the Ronin I
What
think
up,
it
boy?
is, bro? What's going on, bro? If you
That's the E40 of YouTube right there, bro. That boy be having some words.
That man said we don't got a community. We got ethnic outposts. I said, God I said, this nigga is a walking bar. Nigga.
Hell yeah, this God damn. See, do he be freestyling this? Shit.
Shout out to Ronin, man. Let's get back to it.
No doubt.
It's what black men do or what men do, irregardless. You know what a real strong man would do?
Oh, let me say this too. You saw what Tez just did when I almost got off track? That's what men do.
Yeah.
Blow this fucking country and stop asking motherfuckers to give him a piece of the pie. He would take it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Were they not saying in the other show that they don't get the same benefits that white LGBT? Okay, all right.
Not only that.
That's a good point.
Big dog, help us overthrow it. You said you with us. Come on, big dog. We together. We brothers. You need to be out there fighting with us. Now,
you beat niggas with crowbars and breaking throats with crowbars and shit. We need that power, brother.
I'm telling you, now you might have to move your hair and lashes out the way, but hey, you can do.
You gotta take that shit off. Put a do-rag on like your homeboy. Shit.
Jesus.
Oh man.
All right.
That's what men do.
How, fool? How the fuck do you tell us what men do? How does that
work? You would drop out. What are you talking about?
Graduation, nigga, you didn't even go.
That was your bar. When you said that, I knew it was over with.
But you know what? Hold on. Let me say something about that bar and why I feel that black man and them were not consistent. Bruh, they would have stopped the show any other show, bro.
Yep.
And addressed that bar. Because it was, you had to say it 50 times and it was never addressed, bro.
Yep.
Never addressed by the men that say they go to war with you.
And guess what? They went on the other show, on their own show. Dog, they had a live. They were still talking about me. When I seen before, remember Frieza, we went to the back and they ended up having that show on theirs.
Yeah.
Dog, I looked at the show. I said, damn, I got up. I'm at work. Do you know they were still on that live, dog? They were still on that live talking about that.
Really?
I said, damn, they were still on the live talking about it. And matter of fact, I think when I got off work, they either did another live or That was the same live. They were still talking about the same stuff. They had probably about 200, 300 different people that came on that damn panel. That's when I said, damn. That's when Mandrell went over there on that panel. That's when that dude Tyrus went over there on that panel.
Oh my God.
It was a couple of cats. They were all on there talking, and I was like, dog, this shit is crazy as hell. And when Mandrell sat back, and I gotta tell you, Mandrell, one of my biggest beefs with you was when that cat sat back and said, I got JT triggered. I don't even know what his problem was. And you agreed with him and said, yeah, I don't know why JT went off the way he went off. Nigga, you crazy, bro.
JT.
You went on there and you talked against your brothers, bro. I don't know how you even gonna be able to come back after this motherfucking shit. Mandrell?
I'm JT.
For real. On some real ass shit, bro. We was at the end of the day, we all argued with each other before. We all had something different. This one right here, this shit was something totally different, bro. Totally different. And you steady trying to see why people looking at you like, hey man, did you just change teams?
It ain't like we making it up, bro. This was said during the show, bro.
You know, this experience, right? Because when I was on Mandrell's panel, it was new to me, right? I had never been in a situation like that. But I'm gonna tell you the truth. They taught me a lesson, bro. You can't sacrifice your character to appease shit that you totally against. You can't. Because the most important thing is people are watching. And that's the most important factor of the whole shit. It's not us on the panel. I've learned the most important factor are the people that's watching, even the ghost watchers, man. That's the most important thing when considering these panels. They need to see the disgruntledness. They need to see the total dissatisfaction, especially with real niggas like such as myself and JT and even Mandrell. And you know what y'all saying about Mandrell right now, it's out of love, man. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Because see, the same way they're trying to get their plight through, that's what real men need to be doing too at all motherfucking times, dog.
Hey,
that's what disappointed me. Go ahead, Ted, my bad.
No, I was just gonna say, Freezer, bro, you hit on a great point. Your point when it came to trying to being in a new atmosphere. Like, bro, that's why I said, that's why we ain't hold that against you when you was there, because it's like, bro, somebody gotta have my back here.
But at the same time, no, Tez, when I came up here on the panel, man, I'm a real nigga, dog. If you telling the truth, even if it's about freezing, right? Bro, I'ma own up to that. It's the truth. I'm not finna sit up here and try to defend myself on some bullshit. No, I did. I was tiptoeing. And I'm gonna tell you something. When I watched that panel over again, I regretted a lot of the way I was moving on the panel, because I felt like I could have been more effective when it comes to, being, representing real men, real stand-up guys that represent, wholesome families and shit. Because let's just be honest, it's more than just talking about homosexuality. It's a lot of shit at stake. We got these little boys at stake, you know what I'm saying, that need to understand what a real man is. And then one day they're gonna grow up and be husbands and shit. They need to know how to, raise kids and shit. It's a whole snowball effect. So we let this shit fly. We letting a lot of shit fly that we didn't even think about, bro.
Big facts.
When have black men for an extended period of time been able to do that? To be able to actually lead families, to be able to actually put our sons in positions to want to be like their fathers. Like, we haven't even really experienced that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, one thing I cherish more than anything, and it's such a small fucking thing, but so many of us don't get to do it. I'm a Steelers fan because my goddamn daddy was one. We don't even get to experience that type of shit. And the gay men on the panel acknowledge that we have been emasculated this whole time. And here you come with your issue with us because we want our image to be heterosexual. We want our image to be men being fathers and husbands. And now it's like, nope, it's our turn. The same thing the white women did in the civil rights movement, but I digress.
There you go. Facts.
So this is why women are twerking their asses away from men's world. This is why everybody is divesting, because you have
stop shaking your ass to the music.
Black men crying about wanting to be the leader and wanting to be big daddy, but yet all they can turn around and do is complain like a big bitch. So men need to
sound like they on our team, huh?
Shut up and overthrow the fucking system. Be as brave as that little group of Caucasoid people was at the top of the year who took their passion straight to the damn White House and put their damn life in their muscles,
stop it, CJ.
their
Stop it.
testosterone, their estrogen, their philosophy, and
without this crazy ass nigga knowing it, he telling us to get rid of their ass, to protest their ass. That's what he's telling us to do. No, you want us to overthrow the government, but leave y'all alone. Just do what y'all need to do. No, you going down with them. When we come with these swords and these big guns and shit, man, we finna take y'all out too. What you I don't even think you know what you saying right now, Conscious. You really don't want that.
You more like subconscious.
You really don't want that, Conscious.
Jesus. All right.
And wait, but this is another point. You ain't a woman, you a man.
Facts.
How are you gonna stay in the back eating all our goddamn food, out here enjoying yourself, having the luxuries of all the spoils while we go out here and we be men? And then you want to be a man when it's culpable for you, but then you want to be a woman when it's culpable for you. You sitting here giving a whole speech as an effeminate man, trying to tell some real men you go and overthrow the government. Well, your ass is gonna be there too. You want equality, don't you?
You know what happened here? You know what happened here? Let's keep it G, right? They're repeating the same talking points that single mothers have been spouting for fucking ever, right? And they're speaking the same way that they do. Like it's really no difference, except if you was in front of me, there's more of a consequence for some of the shit you may say. Versus them, we kind of gotta let them talk. Because if we don't, or if we do, we're going to jail regardless. So this is what I'm getting at, bro. They telling us to be men while really sitting there doing the opposite of masculinity, the opposite of manhood, pointing the finger like they say we do, deflecting like they say we do, not fighting the white man like they say we don't. It's the same fucking talking points, and they know the fucking truth. Black men have been revolting, bro. Who been leading this revolt? I'm not talking about police brutality. That's a different conversation. I'm talking about real grassroots, putting their feet on the ground. How many turkey drives have women done? How many bike drives and toy drives have women done? How many coaches coach hundreds of players like black men do? Black Men Unfiltered, for instance. Come on, bro. They what they'll do is they'll bring the worst of us, i.e. the two men on the panel. They'll bring the worst of us, like a guy that doesn't do anything, that's shiftless, that doesn't do anything for a family, as if that's the majority. And the numbers strictly tell you it's not true.
That's some country shit. Hey, that's some southern shit. What you just said, shiftless. That's some shade. That's some straight up southern shit right there, boy.
It's real, bro.
And I just want to say this, bro, to the people that's watching this. If you agree, hop in the chat. If you disagree, hop in the chat. We know y'all here. This ain't, bro. And that's why I'm so happy that us four brothers got a chance to speak on this. Because my original point to what Freezer said was, he mentioned the ghost watchers. It's a bunch of guys, and these people that's watching right now that wish they could say what we saying. But they scared. You got 4 fearless guys, whatever the consequences is, we willing to take that. You wanna know why? I don't know about Freezer, but the rest of us got children. Freezer, you got kids.
I got a stepdaughter, but yeah.
That'll work. That'll work.
You got somebody that you responsible for, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes,
and because we got kids that we responsible for, I don't care what the ramifications is from this conversation. Because the brothers that's watching this, that's scared to speak out, they might be like, you know what, bro, I got a group of brothers that think just like I do. I'm gonna keep marching forward. That's what we do this for.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Fuck a super chat. We got brothers texting us, telling us we gave them hope to go fight for their daughter, my nigga. Fuck a super chat. We standing on business. We standing on business over here, bro. Let's wrap this shit up, cause I'm about zestied out.
Ideology on the goddamn line. So when black men go do that, then
let me say
this. You see me shaking my head. You see me shaking my head. I'm revving up.
And I'm done with this right here. The source of this is gonna be the last time I address you, but I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna agree with you here. We don't ask to lead around here. We do this shit.
Not at all.
Yes, sir.
Hence the reason why Mandrell wanted to come on when he wanted to come on. You're gonna come on when we tell you we can. And he can do the same thing on this show. I allow you to be in this chat. Don't forget it.
Hey, bro, right quick. Is you dropping the link for Mandrell, or we just gonna close?
I hollered at him. Shit, he gotta hit me up. I'm about to close, really.
Hey, before you close, CJ, when I was on their panel, I brought up a point about the sexual assault, and I read an article to them. It was real quick. It was a paragraph, and I wanted to share that with the panel too before we go.
Go ahead. Now, and I was gonna play a little bit more of the video too, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to share my screen. That's what I want.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
How you do this shit? Yeah, just put it on there.
So as soon as he shared, he's gonna ask you to
all right, let me see.
To present it.
Let me know when you're ready, and I'm just gonna play some of this video.
Okay, it's in the back.
Well,
okay.
So basically, this was explaining the correlation between why men and women become homosexuals due to sexual assault. Wait, let me see. Let me do it right. It say 40% of homosexual men in contrast to. Okay, so basically, it's showing the deep contrast between homosexual men and heterosexual men and their sexual assault history. But I'm finna play it right now.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
Hold on, just let me.
No, because it keeps getting applied. You're gonna answer it now. You're gonna answer it now. Do you believe that the reason why men conscious out here is because we're sexually abused? Yes or no?
No, I'm not going to say that you guys were sexually abused. I don't know your life.
Then what are you saying on this?
Because you're being anecdotal right now, and I'm trying to read a general study. Let me read it.
Kimmy, we have been here for 8 hours listening to his opinion.
So now you guys are running. You running from this right here, which was taking.
No, we're not running. It's just that you keep implying something. We just need for you to directly say it. Because you keep bringing, because every single time we get to the conversation surrounding our sexual orientation, bug and gets minus comes up.
Percentage of when it comes to sexual abuse.
I was just using that as an example.
Okay, but what I'm telling you is
with the difference relation and when you
fast forward. What I'm telling you is this directly contradicts what you just said. That's what I'm telling you.
Okay,
wait, Frenzy.
You're talking about an abstract by an independent researcher, and you're talking about it's going to debunk what other researchers have concluded, which is literally the whole basis of
Okay. Do you know? Wait. Let's get the terminology. Let's get the terminology right before you try to discredit this.
I don't have to, because I've heard this shit all my whole life.
Exactly. No, I'm trying. Wait. You're not. Let me just read it. And you guys can judge for yourself.
I already did.
So I already have that. In research with 942 non-clinical adult participants, right? Non-clinical adult participants. Gay men and lesbian women reported a significantly higher rate of childhood molestation than did heterosexual men and women. 46% of the homosexual men, in contrast to 7% of heterosexual men, reported homosexual molestation. 22% of lesbian women, in contrast to 1% of heterosexual women, reported homosexual molestation. So now.
Okay, that's yeah.
Great argument.
So basically what the article showed was in contrast to heterosexual people, right? There are more reported homosexual people with a sexually assaulted background. Now, if you're gonna say these homosexual people or these kids, if you're gonna say these kids was just perfectly targeted and they was just perfectly chosen as victims, and they were already homosexual. They was just already homosexual, this large ass percentage. And they were just perfectly targeted, and all of these sex offenders chose the perfect child to sex offend. If you're gonna stand on that ridiculous fucking narrative, and I'm not gonna share my screen again, but Conscious brought up an article that he was trying to say debunk my article, bro. First of all, it said that his article said real quick. His article said that there's been some research that kind of says otherwise, that suggests that those kids already had those homosexual traits in them. Some articles, right? But guess what? Was the name of the source that he showed, bro? You finna laugh. The name of his source was called PB Atlanta. This shit came from an Atlanta newspaper, dog.
Oh man,
that's the source he's been citing the whole fucking.
It's my turn. It is. You told me it was my turn.
You can talk all that you want to, yelling.
It's Wednesday on Mandrell show. That's what he's been citing the whole damn time.
He could have been citing goddamn media takeout then.
A damn Atlanta newspaper, dog.
Jesus Christ.
I said, this your motherfucking source? This what you been citing the whole damn time? Man, get the fuck out of here, man.
All right, CJ, get to the grand finale before you close out, bro.
AT couldn't take it no more.
And we're trying to redefine that as equal masculinity. We're
Add
saying,
to the sexuality.
We're trying to say, okay, you can be in alternative male lifestyles and still be masculine. That's confusion. So if we can all agree on what masculine is anymore as a society, we don't even need the term.
Come on.
When I looked at that picture, that's what I thought the point was. I mean, yeah, we got Rihanna Lee and A$AP Rocky. That's a portion of it. And then you had the whole other picture. I don't know why everybody's acting like they don't know why that other picture was there. So
right.
That's what I'm saying. It's like there's more to this than what we're trying to talk about. And I don't think that has to make us hateful. I think that's saying, okay, we can understand that this exists, but should we allow it to be a growing norm that we're allowing our children to think, hey, if you go that way, it's not an issue. It is an issue. It is an issue. And it does not progress society. Eventually, there's no kids to adopt if everybody chooses that lifestyle. So if we know scientifically, man and woman fits like a puzzle piece and create life, then why are we scared of the reality that that is by design?
Scared.
And how we were intended to be.
Look at Reckless.
Though we understand that
he losing it. He like a fucking kid. He losing it.
We love them. We don't hate them. We still can acknowledge that's not by design. The same way we do with relationship issues when it comes to men and women. And we get on these panels and talk all day about that. But this topic, we want to act like there was no design.
Right. So when it comes to that on the panel, especially going up to Reckless as well to respond to it, but give me just a second.
The door for the things that are caused.
Let me pose this, right? I am a
wait. Is what I said CT was wrong?
Everything you say is wrong, Frizzy. But let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question, Frizzy.
You letting a lot of things go tonight. I don't know if it's because he can.
Tell the truth.
Trey started out.
I'm not sure what's going on.
I'm a guess because
they weren't here. Right?
I'm a guess, Trey. That may be one.
Yeah, you're allowing a lot to go.
Why you smiling, black man? Because you know it's true. Bro.
He know it's true.
You know it's true, bro.
You are really loose with it. Because if this was just all straight men on this panel, you wouldn't have tightened this up a long time ago. They don't get special treatment, bro.
Who's getting special treatment?
Y'all ain't even been here. Y'all ain't even been here to know if you getting special treatment or not. So why you challenging it?
Exactly.
They judge everything we say, no matter what we say.
There ain't been no strong, clear boundaries reinforced. That's why we've had to cuss and fuss and windmill and swing and bang the whole time we've been here. So shout out to the Black Man Unfiltered for being unfiltered. I have a question for Frizzy though.
I want you to prove me wrong.
Frizzy, I have a question for Frizzy. And look at just look at the overwhelming core power I have over J2, who is about to bounce out of his goddamn computer chair every time I go to say anything. He's about to literally shake his ass and off of his face. Look at just the way
these motherfuckers, man.
out of his jeans.
I don't get.
Okay. Hold on.
Good night, Lady Navour.
Thanks.
Thank you for coming.
Have a good one.
Serious. It's finna happen. It's finna happen.
Yes,
this is the part where I was like, God damn it, let's go, JT.
Thanks.
Hold on. I don't get along with he talking to me.
Hold on, guys. Let me say this. So Trey, tonight.
Your mother, you bitch.
Now that was it.
Good night, D'Souza.
Yeah.
I'm glad you good night on this right here. Good night to your mother, bitch. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
And fuck her mammy too.
I want to go a different direction.
So what I wanted to do, Trey, is have I went to the back, right? I said I'm gonna have 10 people, 12 people, right? Came in, I went to the back, and I just let everybody float like I normally do, bro. And this is no special treatment for anybody. Like I just said, ain't nobody running from the conversation.
Everybody's running from the conversation. The opposite couldn't be more true.
Everybody having the conversation. Conscious ain't logged off yet, right? And he wanted me to play a little bit.
Transfolk, and that's the fear mongering. Is y'all take?
They let this motherfucker.
Let him finish. Go ahead. And then JT, you can respond after Freezy.
You already
remember he said that. He said you can respond after Freezy.
Already on the bottom. Do you want to remain there, JT?
Damn, come on, disrespect.
See what I mean?
Yep.
See what I'm saying?
See, if it was, this is the thing. They feel safe now because they got this, this goddamn platform that I don't know where he is and he don't know where I'm at or whatever. But if he was in front of me talking like that, man, listen, he can't talk to me like that. This is what they don't understand. There's consequences. There's 100% consequences. And at the end of the day, Win, lose, or draw. When we battle, we don't battle just so we can hurt you. Sometimes we go for the death, dog. And this guy don't even understand the shit that you talking to me right now. You don't know where I'm at mentally right now, my man.
That's real.
So you gotta talk to me with caution. This is what keeps the world saying, "Hey, let me stay in line," because there's a possibility that there can be some detrimental consequences. When we as men talk to each other, we talk to each other with respect, for the simple fact that there could be detrimental consequences that can not only affect you and me, but it can affect the people that's innocent. You dig what I'm saying? These cats, they don't believe in that type of shit. That's why I can't say that these are men, because they can hide behind this bullshit femininity. At the end of the day, and me and you talked earlier, CJ, my whole thing is this. They put themselves in a position where they're not women and they're not men. They're eunuchs. They're fucking eunuchs, which means that they can't give any real attribution to society. Shout out to World Class for pointing that shit out. Quit playing with yourself. Let's keep it 100. You ain't trying to have no kids with a woman. You trying to be with a man. That's you. But don't you come over here and tell me how to be a man when you dropped out of manhood school. What are we talking about?
Let's finish it off, man. Let's finish it off.
Say what the fuck you gotta say.
I was trying to get it out.
Say that shit, nigga.
Damn.
You jumped in.
Come on, guys. Hey, that's Hunter TV and JT. We just
Black Man Unfiltered. Do you see?
Oh, you know how
the lack of self-control that Frizzy defined. That Frizzy defined as a part of his masculinity and manhood. So is it fair to classify JT as not being a man?
What'd you say, JT?
You don't even allow women to talk this way, bro. You get up, man. It got exactly point. Can I say this, man? This is some real shit. One of the things. All right, this is one of the things, bro. Where listen, one of the things I pride myself on as being a man is a guy that I can exude at more times than not being calm, having discipline. You know what I'm saying? The way my life is right now is because I exude discipline. You dig what I'm saying? This is what I call masculinity. I have a woman that makes sure that I'm gonna be a man for her. I look stupid in the motherfucker out here, and I'm out here arguing with another woman, right? So that's why I'm making my business not to even have conversations with hard-headed ass women. That's just why I got a woman. If I'm gonna argue with her, that's me and her. I don't even argue with her. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be arguing with no strange ass woman. So that's how I felt when it came down to them. Even when it come down to other men. Hey man, we on here, we had conversations. Sometimes it get heated, and that's what I'm for it. I'm here for it because it makes me a better man. I know that I can be a better man from the other time, man. That's why I like having conversations with you guys. I like having conversations with Black Man Unfiltered and all these guys. I can't have conversations with somebody that's 100% against masculinity. What we talking about? I want somebody to be able to challenge me. How can they challenge me? They can't. When it comes down to being a man, they dropped out. They can't. But you guys are younger than me. I can lose, you know what I'm saying? Just like what you were saying. We can contradict ourselves, right? Mm-hmm. I can lose my cool, but y'all men, and it may be a time, dog, that I would need to lean on y'all, and y'all have to tell me, hey man, what you did was wrong. And sometimes you have to speak in a language that we as men understand. Hey man, you did some bitch ass shit right there. JT, man, that shit, I got you, but you lost, because we all are subject to lose our cool.
Right.
And me being a man and I can recognize it, I'll be like, you're right. I didn't see it at that time. If I felt that you were wrong, then I'm going to plead my fucking case. You going to plead yours. Sometimes we have to agree to disagree. You dig what I'm saying? But not all the fucking time. The majority of the time, I'm gonna have to sit back and say, man, they were right with what they said. Because y'all not gonna be doing nothing against me or just to be talking shit about me or being catty or being, you know what I'm saying? I know you brothers, I know Freezy enough to know that if y'all gonna tell me some shit and that shit is about me, I gotta trust that y'all doing it. You know why? Because I ain't never seen y'all on no catty ass bullshit. I ain't never seen y'all out here spreading rumors and shit like that. Right. That's against what we talking about is manhood, gossiping, and all these different kind of things, man. At the end of the day, what we're just talking about is somebody having discipline. Gay or not. I know, dog, I knew dudes in the military that was gay. You wouldn't have never known it if they didn't say, hey man, you know, yeah, I like men. Other than that, these motherfuckers is out here doing everything else the other mother. You don't see these motherfuckers flaming. They're not out here with the rubber neck and all this crazy ass shit, right? And we respect each other. I'm just not gonna be hanging with you, nigga, cracking a beer with you. That's just right.
That's just what it is.
It's just what it is. Yeah. But I'm gonna close that one off right there, man. I appreciate you, brother. We definitely got to continue the conversation. Get Mandrell on there, get Black Man on there, man. And tomorrow I'm gonna be doing a show tomorrow night at 9:30. If you guys are able, definitely come. I'm gonna shoot you all the link. And we definitely got to have, because I got another perspective that I want to speak on it on. I don't want to make it long and drawn out. I'm glad that you did it. I'm glad that you got it to a point. But I know Mandrell wants to have a rebuttal. So I will make it where we can have that conversation. I ain't about to show no videos and none of that shit. People done seen it. If they can't, they can come to your video, video that you're gonna have.
The problem has been addressed.
Yeah, it's been addressed. Now we can have a conversation with us as men, and then we can go ahead and put that shit to bed and move forward with one another, bro.
Man, Sersky.
Man, we appreciate you coming through, JT, man, and getting your voice off, man, because we needed to hear it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, brother. It's definitely.
All right. My guy Freezy, man.
Freezy.
What up?
Man. JT was spitting facts, man. And when the question was floating around on the panel, on BMU's panel, what is masculinity? What do we think masculinity is? Mm-hmm. That's why I just summed it up with, hey, I'm using this panel as an example. Like, real men are going to be able to talk amongst each other and not play victimhood, not instantaneously go to victimhood, which is what I felt like CTV and Reckless was doing. And that kind of got them triggered. But this is how real men make progress. Like, we can't take stuff personal. If you guilty of something, own up to it. It's all right. Listen, you look, man, I take my hat off to dudes that, that can say, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Freezy, I did that shit, man. Yeah, I was wrong. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bro, it ain't even got to be. Why are you trying to save face now, bro? You listen. One of the another important thing I want to say is this. When I was on that panel and I was talking about the kids, I asked them, because they were saying that, I can repeat this shit 1,000 times, but they were saying that the kids already had that shit in them. Mm-hmm. So I was like, let me ask y'all a question.
After the sexual assault thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said, let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all feel like kids can be influenced at all? You don't believe what the answer was, bro. They said no.
Didn't they say in one of the shows, when are we gonna trust our kids to like, what are you talking about?
It's kids that want to be fire trucks right now. We supposed to trust them with that?
Bro, I said a cartoon influenced me to be Superman, and I jumped off the top of my roof and broke my motherfucking leg. A kid, you telling me that at that age they aren't the most impressionable? So adults can be influenced by watching commercials and shit, because I'm pretty sure these companies ain't spending all this fucking money on commercials for nothing.
Come on,
man.
But no child can be influenced at all. And this is the bullshit that y'all trying to make fly in order to soften sexual assault. So when they kept pushing that narrative, I said, I kind of hated it for them, bro, because it made me a little more standoffish with them motherfuckers, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was trying to give them a chance, but I was like, damn, y'all presented yourself more evil in my eyes. Not the kids. Get a kid. Don't do that to the kids. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And when he showed his fucking source, the Atlanta newspaper, this what you really were trying to back up, bro. So, I ain't gonna kill y'all with it, but bro, I really appreciate y'all bring me up on the panel, and I fuck with y'all heavy.
Yes, sir.
And man, I'm glad that y'all addressed it. I hope that Mandrell and Black Man can take it the same way Freezy did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bro, let's just be constructive and build from this, because there was a lot of mistakes that was made. And who knows, we all might be on the same panels again, but we know how to present this show to the people correctly the next time.
Yes, sir. Yep.
That's all we want.
That's it. Freeze it.
Appreciate y'all, man.
The show, man. We're gonna wrap this thing up. Appreciate you, Freeze. The five.
Boy, man,
the
look.
five.
CJ, bro, let me give you a quick story, bro. After I got, like I said, man, I was on the way home.
Mm-hmm.
And, bro, listening to all of that mumbo jumbo had me messed up, bro. Like, bro, I'm a Christian. I try my best to follow the Bible. I don't run from that. I don't hide from that. I ain't never ran from it. People might say, oh, you cuss a lot. Oh, you do this, you do that. Ain't no man perfect on this earth. The struggle of a Christian is to love God, number one, and to love him so much that you try your best to get rid of the sin that's in you. And that's what I try to do every day. So, bro, I remember on the way home, bro, I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, I listened to these 2 episodes, almost 8 hours of,
you called your mama, not the man hating. Okay.
Right. Me?
Don't you hate your mama? Ain't your mama black?
Exactly. The black woman haters? Come on, man. What you call her for? But, bro, I called her and I told, like, Mom, I'm kind of having conflicting ideas. Am I tripping? Am I crazy? And she was like, baby, a lot of the time what happened is you be trying to rationalize stupid stuff because people tell you that it's intelligent. If you listen to what them 2 brothers said, what did they say that made sense to you? And I was like, you know what? It really wasn't nothing that they said made sense. So don't question what you believe, baby. It's a reason why you and CJ do what y'all do. And it's a reason why y'all gotta be set apart from a lot of these other channels, because y'all want to speak the truth regardless of who on the panels with y'all, regardless of how much money y'all get. Y'all gonna keep talking. And you know who respect that more than anybody? God. So as long as you working and doing, as long as y'all working and spreading the message the way that God tell y'all to do it, bro, don't worry about that stuff. Your faith didn't get shaken. You listened to 8 hours of foolishness, and the devil got in your mind a little bit and was like, bro, you might be tripping. Stand on what you know, baby. Stand on what we taught you. Because you know you ain't crazy. You live in a crazy world. That's my final thought.
God damn.
Dale Lindsay for the win.
You hear me? Look, man, look. To Black Man Unfiltered and Mandrell, bro.
Right.
This wouldn't be the first time we've held you accountable for what we feel like you didn't do right. And like I said, I wasn't gonna go at your character. I wasn't gonna take any personal shots at you, but I want y'all to understand something. If we claim to be a brotherhood,
he finna do
team, you cannot allow people like that to come in and infiltrate and break us apart. That's what would have happened, I believe, had we not done these shows. Because when I talked to JT, he was hot. You could see Freezy was frustrated. Hink was frustrated. Because they had been coming to a panel where they could be the men that they had always been, and one day that they came and they could not be. You made exceptions for punks, bro. That you don't even make for women. That you don't make for other men. We're not asking you to show favoritism. We're just asking you to be consistent. You feel what I'm saying? So for me to wrap this up, man, to the LGBTQ community, feel how you feel. I don't really care. We said what we had to say. Live your life. Be who you want to be. Hey, just stay out of our lane, bro. You can't be taking the Johnson and tell us how to be men. You forfeited that right. I don't want to hear anything you got to say. And when you came in on these panels, all I heard was Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Charlemagne the God. That's all I heard. Liberal talking points. You going into the same agenda that keep us in this same position. And I'm not saying the Republicans any better. I'm just saying, goddamn, y'all talk all this, take America back, but you keep going to the side that want to keep you where you at. So, on that note, for your guy, CJ100,
your guy Tez the Fire.
We are the 5100 Podcast. You dig. We don't take red pills, man. Real pill nation, man.
Sacred night.